Hellish.
I'm hungry and tired.
Wait. Oh God, we need Trevon. Jesus Christmas. All right, we'll just start it. Trevon
Always late.
later. Saying now I can't stream on Twitter.
Can't what?
I can't stream on Twitter. I don't know why.
On Twitter, really?
Twitter's overrated.
What bitches?
Yeah, I don't know. It's saying I got to be a premium member. I guess Trevon is. That's why it lets him do it when he does.
That makes sense. I think he is.
Yeah. Even though I could have sworn I've taken this live before and I've never seen that. Hold on, I gotta take Twitter out.
I can speak to. Boy.
Let me try again. See if it was. Oh wait, are we live? Oh goodness gracious! I think we are live. Why didn't it? Oh shoot! I didn't put it.
It was live for 55 seconds.
We were. Sorry guys, our producer's out right now. I'm going through it right now. Give us a second. Welcome to an all-new episode of Unhealthy and Unstable. I am your co-host, Juwaan. Join with me, as always, is Joel. What's up, Joel?
How you doing?
You scared me. I thought maybe you couldn't hear me for a second. I got very nervous. I'm like, oh, man, come on. What is happening? DJV. Yes, Trevon not being here right now. Yes, everything did just crumble. It's my whole world just now. Trevon will be here in a second. There he is. Just after the whole world burned down. Here's Trevon. But we do have a special guest, AJ. What's up, AJ? AJ, don't
What's
play.
up? How's everybody doing?
I hate you so much. I swear to God, I hate you. Yes, DJV, and we will definitely get into that in a second. All right, Trevon will pop in 1 second. Real quick, Joel, because I don't think we have much of a breakdown for this. We can just give our quick thoughts on Long Legs. We saw that together this past weekend. I'm going to be honest with you, just really weird fucking movie. Weird movie, very weird. Joel. I don't really have anything else to say. It's just a weird movie.
Yeah, weird's a good word. A lot. It's dark. It's heavy. It's not what you might expect, or maybe it is. I didn't know. Maybe we going in, I didn't expect it to be what it ended up being. But overall, I think it did its job. I thought it was really fucking creepy.
Yes.
And in that regard, it did its job because it's probably creepier than most of the movies that are out right now. So I will say it definitely hits the nerves a couple times. There's some really chilling performances that I was not expecting.
I have to ask you this, Joel. And again, this isn't a spoiler for anyone listening. What kind of made you cringe more? The banging the face in prison versus the banging the head and talk to me? Which one was just like, oh man, like you just, oh God, I can't watch it.
Talk to me was excessive.
Very much excessive.
That lasted longer than I think the other one. And again, without spoiling it, that one ended sooner.
I will say sometimes, Joel, I kind of feel like in these horror movies, and AJ I think probably sees more than we do, but kind of feel like they hang on to scenes a little too long for like the effect, and it's like, no, we get it. They're smashing their face. Please move on. Please stop showing this. Enough. But no, Long Legs. I will say this though, so we're not making it sound negative. Long Legs wasn't a bad movie. It was slightly confusing at times. But I thought overall really good performances. I thought the twist at the end was really cool.
It was a mystery. It was at least somewhat of a mystery.
Right.
Most of the movie was very Zodiac-y. At least it
Yes.
tried to be.
That's the vibes
Which I
that I
didn't mind.
got from the trailer.
You said that's a what, AJ?
That's the vibes that I got from the trailer.
Yeah,
It
it's
remind me of,
exactly like
Seven.
that.
Seven.
It's
It
exactly like
It
that.
definitely does that to me to throw you off. But like it definitely once you get to the like what's going on, you're like, what the fuck? And then that's kind of where it is the rest of the movie.
Right. It was I thought it was very well done. Whoever the director is, shout outs to them. I do believe Neon is starting to creep their way into that A24 conversation. They got another horror movie coming out in a couple weeks or next month that me and Joel were like, we kind of would be interested in that one. So Neon's kind of doing their thing. Shout out to Neon. You know, it kind of felt like for the longest it was A24's world. We were just living in it. So hopefully Neon can kind of be the competition to A24 a little bit. I thought this was a good start. I know I've talked to a lot of people that saw this movie. Their feeling is probably the same feeling I had. I will never rewatch this movie ever again in my entire life under any circumstances. It's just very dark, very demented, and just nothing I ever need to consume in my life ever again. But that's not because it was a bad movie. It's just because the subject matter is just extremely heavy. I just don't know why I would ever put myself through that. So, but overall, I would say out of 5, I'd give it a 3.5. 3.5 out of 5. I really did think it did a lot of things really good. But I think it might have been a little longer than it needed to be. Thought it extended itself a little too much.
I mean, I do think a lot of movies these days are longer than they really need to be, but I didn't feel it as much as I did with others, even though at times I was looking at my watch. But it was good. Like I enjoyed it. It did it to me. It did its job, and that's all you needed to do.
Yeah. All right. So if you had planned on seeing Longlegs, definitely go out there and see it. But just be prepared. Its subject matter is heavy. Just, prepare yourselves for that. All right, I didn't put that in there yet, so I'll put this up next. So it looks like we got a report. What was this from Deadline, Joel? With the Russos?
I think it was THR.
Oh, the Hollywood Reporter. Okay, Hollywood Reporter is reporting that the Russo brothers are being eyed for Avengers 5 and 6. Let me edit that. I have 4 and 5 because I told you. I definitely forgot Age of Ultron was a thing. 5 and 6. Okay. All right. Updated. Put it back in rotation. Okay. So, this is great. I mean, repeat directors are kind of bothersome, especially when their movies are so great, because I keep thinking to myself, we as fans gave the Russos a chance, right? And they blew it. They blew our minds. I kind of just want to see other people get a chance to do the same thing. And I'm not saying it like the Russos are taking from anyone, because clearly this was someone else's job before that person stepped out of the job. It's just I want to see someone else's take with a massive budget like Avengers. You know what I'm saying? Like a chance to do a huge, massive, global film. I want to see what other people are able to do with it. Joel, I'll go to you first. I know the Russos doing it is good news.
Mm-hmm.
But do you kind of get the feeling you would have liked to have seen someone else get a shot at least at one of these movies?
It would have been nice. I would have been okay with that. But at this point, after all, me personally, I would have been okay with that. Yes, but for the general audience, I think this is a good movie. This is a good movie. I think they need a feel good moment, and I think bringing back the OGs who killed it with Infinity War Endgame. It just feels good to have them back again. And they know what they're doing. They've done this before. And obviously, it's going to be probably a little bit different than last time we talked about it. And we'll probably hear more news about it soon. So we'll see. I just hope it just sets up better than it has been doing. So we'll see where it's going. I have no idea. So I do like the news. Again, I would have been fine because I know they already. Who was it? Was Destin
Yeah.
He was going to do 5 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Dropped out. There was a couple writers in and out. So
I will say him dropping out did line up with the Jonathan Majors stuff. Like, it was right around each other. It kind of sounded like he kind of wanted to get out before he could, just before that entire ship crashed.
Yeah, I can't.
He's
part of Marvel.
I can't blame him.
Right, so he's not gone. He's
Can't
just
blame
doing Avengers.
No. He's doing Shang-Chi 3, and obviously he was the producer on
all of them, but Shang-Chi 2 and Wonder Man.
Wait, did I say 3?
Yeah.
Did I skip ahead? My bad. I got Trevon in my head. That's why.
That's
I'm
fine.
like, 2 is
That's
already
fine.
made. We're heading to 3.
You're good.
But Trevon, how do you feel about the Russos coming back to reclaim their throne as the Avengers guys?
Like I said in the message, as they fucking shit.
So you think they should have never left?
Correct.
Gotcha. Hey, it's hard to argue that. It's hard to argue that Infinity War and Endgame you could classify as masterpieces, right? Especially within the geek community.
No, not look, the Winter Soldier for me.
Oh,
That's the
okay,
first thing I think of.
Yeah.
For them.
That's great.
That movie is perfect. I feel like I like to watch.
This is Civil War too, right?
You said what? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they did Civil War.
Yeah, they have a fucking great track record.
Sure do. You know what's funny? It's why when they came out and said we want to do Secret Wars, the first thing we all said to each other was, "Yeah, they're gonna do it." Yeah. That was just them saying, "Hey, we're gonna do it, but it's not official, so we're letting you know we want to do it." But it made sense to us when they said it. We were like, "Yeah, who else could handle Secret Wars?" Right? Then you start slowly thinking, well, maybe there's other people that could. Like you were here. Remember, we were just hearing Sean Levy. We were like, okay, from the sounds of Deadpool, yeah, why not give him a chance, right? But it seems like maybe that's not something he wants to do. Because from the report we were reading, it seemed as if the ball was in his court and maybe he kicked it back, right? He said, no, thank you.
Maybe that's a little bit too much for right now.
Enough.
You said what?
This is enough.
Let me be honest with you. This man, if you've seen any interview he's done, that man looks like one of us in these interviews where it's like, bro, I'm gonna spoil something. You guys gotta stop asking me. Ask them. Don't ask me. I'm gonna say something. So handling a movie of that degree of the Avengers, yeah, that man is probably sitting there like, yeah, nah, because they're gonna give me a babysitter like Tom. Like, no, I can't. No, thank you. I'm good. I'm definitely good. Let me see. Damn, you don't even know if it's good yet. I told you, Trevon got in my head. He got in my head.
Okay.
I'm telling you, he was working me like a puppet. That's why I said 3. In my mind, I'm like 2 already came out. It was great. We're on 3. So,
Juwaan just doesn't want to tell us that he went into the future.
Yes. This is Supercell. I went into the future. And they told me nothing but Shang-Chi 3. They told me not how to get rich, not what was going to happen in my life, just Shang-Chi 3. Message to Trevon, pass it along. That's all they gave me. That was it. So, pass the message along, guys. But AJ, you excited for these guys, the Russos, to come back, run it back for 5 and 6?
Yeah. Their Marvel track record is great. Their other movies not so great, but since they're back in Marvel.
No, no. Yeah, a little too much because I love. Wait, no, they didn't direct Extraction. The first one they did.
They wrote it, or one of them did.
One of them did the first one. None of them did the second.
I didn't say they were bad.
So what movies are you talking about? Because now I'm confused. Maybe I might agree with you.
It did Gray Man. I like Gray Man.
Yeah, I love Gray Man. Yeah, what
I didn't say they were
about?
bad. I didn't say they were bad. I just said
you insinuated that they were bad.
I said they weren't great, like their Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say they were bad. Anyway, I just think it's funny because like 2 years ago, Kevin Feige came out and said that they won't be doing the Avengers movies. So I just think that's pretty funny that if this report is true, at least, that the Russo brothers are coming back for both of them. So, yeah, I think it's funny, but I like the idea of them coming back.
I agree with you. It's hilarious, but it goes to show you they keep trying to give it to someone else, and other people keep saying no. So it's like, like that SpongeBob episode. You got to break out all reliable, and the Russos are all reliable, right? So, and look, I'll say this: for two movies of that importance, with Avengers 5 and Avengers 6, if it comes down to it, wouldn't we just be more comfortable with people we know are going to deliver?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Some people are gonna like complain, like, "Oh, we want somebody new."
I agree. I also wanted someone new, but I'm not going to be upset that the two guys that gave us three
of the best
three
movies.
Three or four. No, four. Sorry, four of probably the greatest MCU movies to date are coming back to do more MCU movies. So I'm like, that's not a bad thing for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Trevon? You trying to think of what is the
sound,
four?
The sound is it's the sound.
Oh, my sound?
I don't know. Everybody's. It's weird.
Everybody sounds.
AJ sounds like a robot. You're echoing like hell. I don't know.
I don't hear any of it.
I do. I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't hear nothing either. It's weird.
Okay.
That's really weird. Like I hear kind of like hear like static in my ear, but I don't hear AJ sounding robotic-y.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully it don't come off on anybody else.
Yeah, DJV, let us know if it sounds like that. Because I don't know what to do to fix that. I don't know
if you can. I think it's a StreamYard.
Oh, he said we sound good to him. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, well.
I have been driving for 6 hours, so maybe.
Where are you?
Went to Eastern Shore and came back.
He went cross-country home.
All in one day.
6 hours. This is a lot, man. I would have just stayed over there.
Cross-country home. That's what he did.
I don't want to stay there.
6 hours, though. That's 12 hours a day.
He did not love where he went. He's like, I don't fucking
apparently. Where'd you go? You don't like to stay there.
You made the craziest face. You're like,
Don't have to be home.
Hey, I don't fault you, Trevon. It do be feeling like, I want to go home.
I got a cousin like that. I'm like, bro, that's such a drive. Like, you're gonna crash, bro. You gotta do it right.
No.
It was. He drove all the way to Toronto.
No,
guys, all the way to Toronto for a booty call. It's crazy. It's insane. Insane. I won't divulge any information, but Bo happened to be in Toronto also. So I'm just letting you guys know. He didn't get flued.
You're gonna make me say a dirty joke. Stop! If I have to say something, you're gonna regret I said it.
What was I gonna say? No, so the Russos coming back. That's a good thing. I'm very happy for them. They wanted to do Secret Wars, so now they get to do Secret Wars. I know they're gonna give us Doctor Doom. They're definitely gonna give us Doctor Doom. It is almost guaranteed Doctor Doom will be introduced in Secret Wars, if not whatever Avengers 5 is. A lot of people are speculating Doom could be replacing Kang. I think that's a stupid idea. This universe has already been wrapped too much into Kang to just say, fuck it, we're done. Right, we're moving. It's Doom's now.
Yeah.
I think you can split the difference. I think what you should do is make Avengers 5, sorry. A Kang movie, defeat Kang, have Doom come out of nowhere, and Doom now makes the multiverse worse, that then creates the incursions, and now it's the idea of stopping the incursion and stopping Doom for Avengers 6. I have no problem with that, but to just throw away Kang, I think is ridiculous. Would you say, Joel?
I still prefer that they have to be on to be the end game.
You want Doom the one to be the one that starts the incursion?
No. I'm not saying it has to be that, AJ. Doom could be a small part of Avengers 6 if that's how it plays out. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying don't waste Kang. You just wrap too much of this universe into Kang to just say we're gonna bypass.
My thought process is that Kang shouldn't even die in the first movie. It should be, for me at least, it should be another two-parter.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm completely fine with that. I'm just saying I know a lot of people are like, let's get out of this whole Kang thing. I'm like, well, no, because you've wrapped too much of this universe around Kang. But if it's such a big deal, then you can make him a one and done if you want in Avengers 5, and then go into Avengers 6 and do whatever you're gonna do. But by no means can you just ignore Kang.
I still don't understand the hate around Kang. Like, I understand
it's not Kang. It's not Kang. until Marvel recast Kang, people always look at it as Jonathan Majors. That's what they're looking at it as. Not Kang, Jonathan Majors. So until you recast
it also
him,
might be a little bit how he was defeating Ant-Man.
Yeah, but that's just one.
It might be, but if he's coming back, wouldn't that be a good thing for you? If you didn't like how he was in Ant-Man, wouldn't you want to see him come back?
Yes, he kind of got bitched out though.
I mean, he did. To me, Ultron got bitched out. If someone told me they were bringing Ultron back and maybe bringing him back the right way, I'd be 100% on board with it. I wouldn't be. Yes. So I can further forget Age of Ultron. Do it. Bring Ultron back. Do him the right way. But for me, if Ultron was a one and done, we'll never get that. Ultron was used as a one and done. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying if they wanted to do it with Kang, I'm not saying I want it, but I'm saying that's a better way to split the difference than just ignoring him. You know what I'm saying? Like, could you picture if we lived in a world if the last time we saw Kang was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, yes, technically Loki, but I mean that Kang variant, the dominant Kang. That would just be insane. So I do hope he's recast, and I hope we get maybe information at San Diego Comic-Con.
I don't know what their plan is for Avengers 5, but I always like the idea of Kang or Beyonder being a Kang variant, and then he's the main bad guy. Okay. Go that direction. I like that because then it keeps Kang in without him actually being Kang. I like the idea of the Beyonder being a Kang variant.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like that idea too.
I've seen that. I like that because at least it keeps the Kang narrative going, and you don't actually have to do the same Kang. It could be just now. This is like Ultimate Kang is Beyonder type.
Be Kang Prime as a Beyonder.
Yeah, something like that. That works. And he already has dealt with the multiverse, and Beyonder's all about Battle World. And it just, I don't know. It all makes sense, but I don't know. We'll see what they do.
I have no arguments, nothing to add to that. If that's what we get, perfect. Like I said, my only thing is you cannot ignore Kang. You cannot, because then whenever we do a Marvel rewatch, there's so much of this universe of this phase we could just ignore. Why do we care? If you're telling me that Kang just doesn't matter anymore.
Especially when it was such a major part of that's what it is, the multiverse saga. You can't just blindside it. And, I don't know.
Right. I completely agree. And again, let us be very clear. No one is saying that Marvel is thinking about doing it. No one is saying that Marvel plans on doing that. Let us be very clear. We are speaking to the fan base that is saying they're good with never seeing Kang again. We even had conversations within our circle of people saying they're okay with never seeing Kang again. That doesn't make sense to me. Because then, to me, I can accept Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania because Kang is supposed to matter, right? Mm-hmm. If you're telling me I never see Kang again, that movie now becomes even worse, in my opinion. You wasted my time for absolutely no reason. That was not a good movie. But I can accept it for what it was because it was a building block in the story of Kang. But if the story of Kang no longer exists, that movie was a colossal waste of my time. I will only speak for myself. So for me, just don't do that. Just write it out, recast them, and then let's just move forward. No one's saying you got to use Kang for the next 10 years.
It was a bad idea for him to be in an Ant-Man movie. But
wait, say it again, Joel.
I said to me, it was always a bad idea to have him in an Ant-Man movie. But like you said, it makes even less sense if you just forget that you did it.
Right.
You wasted a good character. No, don't get me wrong. I never saw Kang as a Thanos level threat. So when they decided that was the way they wanted to go, I was like, okay, I'll accept it.
To me, I only did because I love the way Earth's Mightiest Heroes came at Kang. I'm like, it made him seem bigger than, larger than life. And I'm like, that's a really cool villain to kind of have as like a bookend to an arc. I'm like, that's a really cool character to work with, right? Especially after you kind of just threw Ultron away, right? You didn't really do anything with Ultron. I'm like, Kang could be what you maybe should have done with Ultron. So I'm like, that's really cool. Because Ultron, I thought, would have been great in the time we're in now, where Stark's technology is at risk and you got what's going on with Captain America: Brave New World. I'm like, Ultron would fit in perfectly in this kind of arc. So I'm like, that's the only reason, Joel. But I agree. You don't look at Kang from the comics and think that's the guy that you're massively bring the Avengers together kind of bad guy. But Earth's Mightiest Heroes did a really cool job with it. I'm like, that'd be really cool to see. That's why I got excited when they announced it. I'm like, I always wondered what that would look like if you made him like that. So that's the only reason why I said that.
He's fine. I don't know. He's always been kind of okay to me. But again, they kind of expanded it to the multiverse where he's more of just time travel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
which is that's Kang. I mean, that's even what they did in Earth's Mightiest Heroes. You know, his whole thing was to preserve. Obviously, it was more of a Mr. Freeze concept, but it was to preserve to save his wife, right? Mm-hmm. And I like that they changed it here, right? It's just power. It just seems like it just wants power.
Well, I love the way it's explained in Loki, like the whole idea of the different versions fighting each other, right. Basically explaining Secret Wars before Secret Wars come to
exactly. Yep. Which is funny because you're gonna have all of your general audience going, "Oh, that's what you were explaining." I didn't know. And it's like, yeah, no, we get it.
Most people don't. Yeah.
we get it, but yeah, they just told you Secret Wars. So again, I'm just, I can't wait for next Saturday. Next Saturday is going to be a very fun day for all of us to come together and see what news we get. Since apparently
Saturday night,
since apparently Trevon pissed off James Gunn so much, James Gunn refuses to go. So thank you, Trevon.
You're welcome.
Trevon ruined it for us, everyone. So if you're wondering why James Gunn's not there, Trevon made a phone call. So just so you guys know, thank Trevon, and it's at Nerd with the Tech. In case you guys needed an ad.
Just let you know, I block.
He can also be seduced. So if you're hot, explain all you want.
That's true.
He can be seduced by the dark side. So if you're hot, he'll listen to whatever you got.
Maybe I'll start liking James Gunn.
You said what?
Maybe I'll start liking James Gunn.
Oh my God! Don't use James Gunn for your sexual gratifications. That's not right. That's not what he's here for. All right, he's here to deliver me Jake Gyllenhaal's Batman. That's all he's here for.
Yeah,
that's it.
I do. I agree. Like seeing him.
Wait, you know what you would like watching then, Trevon? Because it gave me way more of Jake Gyllenhaal than I ever needed.
Roadhouse?
No, Presumed Innocent. He's butt-ass naked way too many times in that show. So, bare ass. So
it's a good show.
It's a great show. You should watch it before the show. I heard
it got renewed. Yeah.
It did. Yeah. Which leads me to believe this season maybe doesn't resolve everything. I thought maybe it'd be new people, new case, but now I'm starting to think maybe not. I don't remember how the Harrison Ford movies went, so I have no idea.
Watched it,
yeah, I have no idea where they're gonna go with that.
Good for him.
But all right, James Gunn did give some updates. If you guys don't have, what's that alternative Instagram thing that people signed up for and then it didn't matter? You said, what was it? Threads, yes. James Gunn lives on Threads. Like, that is almost exclusively, I will answer here.
Because he feels like he won't get attacked on there.
Apparently he hasn't. Apparently he hasn't, if that's the mindset.
I got attacked as Vera, or whatever it's called.
Yes. I always just called that the Zach app. I swear to God, that was the only celebrity I knew that used it.
Wait, Zach?
Vero.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, everyone did. After Zach stopped using it, no one used it. So
I didn't forget that he still uses it.
He still uses it?
He does.
God bless his soul, man. That man does not let go.
Have it.
I bet you do. I bet you do. You and your 8 million other Acolytes. I bet you all do still have Vero. Oh, man. But James Gunn does give us, I think it was either today or yesterday, some brief updates, nothing major. But people were asking around about Kamon and Johnny as Booster Gold. He did not answer that directly, which I thought was an answer itself. But he did say there's been no castings for anything that has not been greenlit. So that was his way of saying Booster Gold's not been greenlit yet. We haven't started on anything on Booster Gold, so no casting.
Don't mean he's not a favorite.
Again, I do believe there's a reason why he did not speak on the casting specifically, but again, that's just my take. That's just my take.
No.
I've lived in this MCU universe long enough to know a lot of times not answering something is very much an answer. And it looks like James Gunn's maybe adopting that. So we'll start with that first piece of information. Trevon, I'll start with you because this is your favorite guy. Are you taking that as an answer to his no answer, or are you taking that as it's all incumbent? He literally means no one's been looked at. There is no casting because we're still working on what we want Booster Gold to be. Or do you take that as he could have come out and said, no, Kamal is not in the running for Booster Gold, but he didn't.
We all know James Gunn's a liar. So,
all right, don't make it sound like that. don't make it sound like that, Trevon. He's not a liar, but he does sometimes bend the truth.
Okay.
He does sometimes. But I mean, come on,
they're all liars. So
but can we shoot him some bail before you finish him?
We shoot him some bail.
We live in a universe where a scooper will spoil it before the guy who's creating it can tell you. So the guy who's creating it is like, I'm not going to confirm that shit. So no, of course not. And then when I'm ready to confirm it, I'm going to come out and confirm it. Now, you're not about to steal the joy of me being able to break the news. That's not fair.
It's going to happen.
Come on, Trevor. You can't see it? You can't see it from that side?
He can see it. He just refuses to say that.
Come on, Trevon. I ain't calling him
James
the truth.
Gunn. I don't hate him.
I don't think you do. I don't know why you would hate him. I don't think you like him.
I don't hate him.
I don't know why you would. I don't know why you would.
It's fine.
So you're taking this as him just lying?
Yeah.
Okay. So you believe that they have a casting in mind. They just maybe haven't made it official?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not lying, then.
It is.
No, it isn't. They're not officially casted. They just have someone. He literally said in January that they were talking to somebody. That doesn't mean they were casted yet.
I will say, to split hairs, Joel, I will only agree with Trevon if it turns out to be Kamal. If it is him, then
I think it will be.
Then it was definitely.
He didn't say it's not Kamal. He didn't.
He didn't. He just said that there's been no casting.
He wasn't even talking about Kamal or anything about Booster Gold in that conversation. It was about Wonder Woman. It was like,
right. It was more of an in general answer that no, anything that you guys have heard that we have not told you, we are starting production on.
It's like, unless I say otherwise, it's not true. It's always says.
That's interesting because I wonder, has no scooper been right since James Gunn's taken over?
A couple have been very wrong, and some have been right. Yes.
So some have been right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's not necessarily if we hear from him.
That's what I mean.
We can maybe hear from other people and get what we need.
Yeah, we might get lucky, and those are the ones that he doesn't. He just won't say anything.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it does not excite me that he may not be at San Diego Comic-Con to give us more about this phase one.
That's dumb.
That does not excite. Well, it's not dumb because he's filming. So I mean, I get it. I'm just saying, at least give us a video package again. I'll take that. I'll take that over nothing.
How hard is it to have him walk out on stage with his suit on, give us a little teaser, and take your ass out of there?
Wait, have David come out there with the suit on?
Yes.
I mean, I guess not hard at all, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it's probably been done.
We've seen it. Like, come on.
Wait.
I don't know. Go ahead, Joel.
Too far away, I think is his issue. It's like we're like a year away. He's not even going to give us a teaser. He already said it.
That is dumb. I'm sorry.
I don't disagree.
It's a year away, Trevon.
No, I don't. Look, hold on now. We're not about to attack Trevon. I don't disagree. I remember Matt Reeves had filmed 2 weeks of the Batman, and we got a whole 2 minute and 38-second trailer. We were just asking for a teaser, or just at least official looks at the rest of the team would be great.
James Gunn has done it before.
He has. What was it? Suicide Squad? No, wait.
No, yeah. First Guardians. He had a trailer.
Let's say Guardians. Yeah.
Guardians 1, he had a trailer ready. He was shooting for like maybe less than a month.
DC always does it. I don't know, whatever.
I don't disagree with you, Trevon. I get what you're saying, AJ. Like, there's no rush. I definitely get you. But it's one of those things where it's like that brand specifically needs to do a lot of making up.
Does that come out before?
Why not just do good press? Say it again. I'm sorry.
Does it come out before the next Comic-Con?
Yes. Yeah. But it doesn't mean he can't have an appearance at next year's Comic-Con to give us maybe the rest of Phase 1, like Batman, Wonder Woman. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
He has nothing that we know he's filming next year. That's the difference.
Like, think about it. The biggest thing that he'll be able to talk about that's actually, like, probably starting is Supergirl next year at Comic-Con. Because Supergirl will be filming next year. The Batman sequel will be filming next year, but that'll be like a Matt Reeves panel, I would assume.
Have your new Superman walk the stage.
What happened?
Did y'all talk about Comic-Con being moved to another city?
Where did it get moved to?
Comic-Con.
No, it hasn't been confirmed. It's just people.
They're talking about taking it out of LA?
San Diego, yeah.
Oh, San Diego. Oh, okay.
LA has its own Comic-Con. I forgot what it's called. LA Comic-Con. Every city has a major Comic-Con. What do you mean?
Signed a 1-year contract extension earlier this month to stay in San Diego through 2026. So 1 year. So I don't know. Maybe after that they'll change.
My biggest question is the why. Is it too expensive and they don't want to pay?
More space.
More space? The fuck?
It's more space, and
Las Vegas is the one I've heard.
Oh my God. You guys want to put geeks out there with cocaine and hookers? All right.
I mean, that's already in San Diego too. So
no, not like Vegas. Vegas, they handed out like pamphlets. Like, here's your cocaine. Thank you. Welcome to Vegas. There's a free hooker in your room.
It's a baggie to give you.
Look, you'll be living your best life during that week, those 3 days.
I can tell you right now, some of us geeks are already too high strung. Cocaine might kill us.
Vegas is getting everything, bro.
Oh, they said that Vegas Convention Center is 3 times bigger.
Yeah, because you can make it 3 times bigger for sure. You can build it to make it.
No, I'm saying they're the one that's there already.
Oh, okay, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. Let me see. Vegas Comic-Con would be wild.
That would be wild.
Those might be cosplayers in the cons. Yeah, the prostitutes might be cosplayers. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd have the Comic-Con and the Porn Con right next to each other.
Yes, it'd be the same thing.
Hey.
You get confused when Batgirl looks at you twice. Is she hitting on me, or is she gonna give me rates?
Is this a good idea? It's the same audience. We're talking about.
Right? Yeah. These are who we're trying to attract. It's great. It's fun. We might have to go out there, guys, if they do that. They put. Now that I'm saying that. Like,
I mean, I've always wanted
to have to go out there
to Comic-Con, so why not Vegas?
Yeah. Make a better. That'll be a better trip, like doing Vegas and just doing Vegas on top of doing the con. Yeah, that'll be crazy. That will be crazy. All right. So James Gunn did also allude to DJ Vic. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Why? He did also allude to there are some cartoons in the works, which me and Joel were just talking about before we went live. That's very interesting because since James Gunn has entered the fray, he's only ever talked about one cartoon, and it was Creature Commandos. So what are these other cartoons? And will they be of characters being introduced for the first time also? Will be very interesting to see. Joel, any what do you make of that comment of he's working on some cartoon projects?
Animated projects.
Sorry.
Makes sense.
Well, I mean, yeah, it does make sense. I mean, like when he mentioned Creature Commandos, he did mention that they were going to do animated and animated, and that's when they mentioned that the actors that get casted to do animation will do live action and video games, that's the one that I'm more curious about. We've never really seen that three-way transition. But the animation thing was interesting, that they have a cohesion between his DCU animated movies and series and with live action, which I thought was interesting. And yes, he's starting with Creature Commandos, and we know some of those characters are branching off into the live action already with what's his name? That guy.
In what?
In Creature Commandos is also going to be in Superman, and going to be in Peacemaker.
Yes.
Who?
Juwaan was like, "Yes, I know
the
who he is. I will not say it."
He was naming it. I'm like, yes. No.
Oh,
Rick Flag Senior. Rick Flag
yeah.
Senior. Yeah.
Okay. He's already.
I'm so sorry, Joel.
Like I can't remember.
Juwaan was like, "Yes."
Yes, absolutely. So, Rick Flag Senior is going to be in all three. So he'll be the first one that we'll see the transition from animation to live action. So Creature Commandos comes out first. And he also mentioned that too. He's like, so as of right now, everything is coming in. It's in order of release. So like Creature Commandos comes out before Superman, and Peacemaker is going to come out after Superman. At least as far as what he was saying earlier. We already know about Blue Beetle. We know that's going to be an animated series, which will obviously take from the Blue Beetle movie. At least the same. It seems like some of the same actors are coming back to voice those characters in this new rebooted timeline.
Yep.
That's another example. Animation. I mean, obviously there could be others, but as of right now, those are the only two that stick out. I'm sure there's others he hasn't mentioned that he would like to let us know about, and I don't know when he will, because I know I remember him saying it was just like a couple months ago. Oh no, how long has it been now since that first time that he brought that YouTube video?
2 years.
He mentioned like 8 projects in that
Yeah,
video,
2 years. I think it's been 2 years.
And that was only like part one. Like he only gave us some of like.
That's part one of just phase one. Like I know a lot of people think he gave us phase one. No, he gave us part one of phase one.
He only gave us half, maybe half. We don't even know how much. He gave us some of what was coming.
Yes.
So we know
he's been slow walking this dog for 2 years.
I don't really blame him, considering it seems like he doesn't want to rush it, and when his scripts are done, and then he'll start casting,
which is smart.
That's the right way. That's not wrong. He's not rushing it. We already know about some of those productions. None of them animated except for
Creature Commandos.
Yeah, Creature Commandos and Blue Beetle. That's all the newest thing we heard was Blue Beetle. Aside from that, we don't know. That's the only animated thing we know about. So.
Yep.
Yeah, but he did mention today, like you were saying earlier, about not everything is going to be in the DCU. There'll still be some animation that will be like Elseworlds or whatever. Just like I guess that Superman cartoon that's out now.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
That means it's good that we know Ernie Altbacker. Shout out to Ernie. Ernie will probably be writing some of those.
You know what it is? This is how I'm going to look at it. You know, the last couple of years, there's always those in-canon movies.
Yeah.
Like, recently, there's been the Tomorrowverse movies.
Yes.
And then they'd always have like one or two like Elseworlds.
Yes, like
Elseworlds. I think it's going to be working the same way, except now everything will be DCU, which are canon movies, and you'll have some Elseworld movies, like animated.
All you got to say is, Joel, he's going to mirror the animation world to his live action world. There's Elseworlds in a live action.
Yeah, but
Elseworlds in
what I mean is, but it'll be the same recipe they've been doing for years.
Oh, right. But
now those animated movies that are canon together are canon to the whole universe.
Right.
Right.
Which is a good space to be in, and like you said, he is slow walking the dog, but maybe it's a good thing. I just saw a YouTube video today of someone making fun of Fox. Remember when they brought the entire X-Men out on stage with Channing Tatum as Gambit? Stan Lee was still alive. I looked at that and laughed for like 3 hours, just like it was there. We had it. It just slowly crumbled. Movie by movie by movie. Would you say, Trevon?
You laughed and I cried.
Well, here's the thing. Here's why you shouldn't cry.
So bad.
Everything you wanted to see, you'll probably get in Deadpool and Wolverine. So everything you wanted, you're probably getting that movie. Now, it'll all die in that but you'll get it, and you can say, "Hey, I lived in a life where I at least got it." Yeah, I got it. So as long as you understand it, it'll come and go. I'm just hoping Channing Tatum is not phenomenal as Gambit, because then my mind will always be like, what could they have done with that movie? You know what I'm saying? Like, let him be average so that I can go, oh, okay, yeah, I'm not missing out on anything. We're good. like, don't be great, Channing, is all I'm asking. Don't be great.
I still want him to look good.
Oh, yes, look good, yeah.
Look, sound, act. Do his best, you know?
Do moderate best. Do passable.
Yeah.
Something that we can go, okay, it's good.
I want people to come out of it and go, that was Gambit. Yes, it was.
I want to also say this to DJV's comment. We do not know anything. I'm just assuming because Ryan was on that stage with Hugh Jackman. My assumption is they're probably looking back like, it's a lot of these guys we wanted to work with. You know what I'm saying? So they're probably going to dig deep. See what fun stuff they can pull out of their hat and put in that movie. But I want to make it very clear. We are not speaking from knowing anything. We know nothing about that movie. Well, I don't. All right, that was and also AJ, the last bit of news. James did say probably the next closest thing to being in production show-wise is probably Amanda Waller. Mm-hmm. That's probably the only project out of part 1 of phase 1 that I have the most questions about. I get the importance of Amanda Waller. Let me be clear. But what is the importance of giving her own show as opposed to just having her pop up in everybody else's stuff? So that's my biggest question: is why does she need her own show, and what does that even look like? You know what I'm saying? Because I assume how Peacemaker season 1 ended will definitely be retconned a bit for everything with Amanda Waller going forward. Because remember, season 1 of Peacemaker ended with them making it public what Amanda Waller was.
Got exposed.
Right. She got exposed by her own daughter, nonetheless.
By her own daughter.
And actually, hold on, Trevon. Let me send this to you. AJ, I want you to start us off with this. Me and Joel were talking about this today. That came across our timeline. We were kind of just like, this is weird. Like, what is this? But we got to thinking, James Gunn's probably retconning some stuff from Peacemaker season 1.
Oh.
Trevon, if you can put that up for me. Juwaan knows everything. That's what he told me. Mephisto's gonna be. I hate you. You will never let me live that down ever, and I hate you so much for it. But this is a really interesting piece we saw here. Because as soon as I sent it to Joel, he was just like, "Yeah, no, I'm thinking they're gonna, work some things out, and take some things out here, take some things out there, just forget you saw it, kind of thing." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm kind of agreeing with you."
Well, I've had this argument a lot of the times lately. James Gunn already went out and said that a lot of Peacemaker season 1 isn't canon at all anyway, so I don't see what the issue is. Like,
no issue.
Yeah, not from us. We just thought it was a good talking point of because you look at this and you're like, the last time we saw Peacemaker and his dad, it was Peacemaker killing his dad, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, what is this? Like, what are we? Because that's his brother, and that's his father. His brother we never saw, right? You said it's a dream.
It was all a dream.
Oh wait, what happened in season 1? Oh, no, that'll be more so like just forget you saw it. Like forget it never happened.
No, apparently they will explain like what happens or something. At least they'll reference it.
Yeah,
there'll interesting?
Be like some parts that are canon and others that are just thrown away.
You know what's real interesting, AJ? I always took when I thought of what could they be taking out of season 1. I always only thought the only thing that he meant by we're taking stuff out was the Justice League. That was the only thing I thought. I didn't think anything else was too big that you needed to retcon. But then I started to think about it. I'm like,
take that out because they didn't show their faces.
No, they did. He literally looked Aquaman right in his eyes.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
I'm like, he definitely did, and we got a good look. Now, remember, there was only two people we didn't really see. That was Superman and Wonder Woman. That's because Superman was going through negotiations at that time. And Wonder Woman, because no, we saw Wonder Woman, right?
She didn't see her face though.
Oh, we didn't see her. That's right. So I think we did see the Flash. I think we saw Flash's face and Aquaman's face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flash talked. So
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I thought that would be the only thing he would retcon.
I completely forgot about that. Okay.
It's okay. It was forgettable. it was forgettable now that you live in a universe that's changed.
I didn't. That when it happened, I was like, "Wow, they did that." Which I appreciated at the time. And now it's like, well, maybe you should have held off. But at the time, I don't think he knew he was going to get in charge of everything. So
no, I don't even think that was a conversation. So
that's why I did enjoy it at the time for that reason. But I do believe, obviously, there's going to be some retconning, and now. I don't know what the fuck. There's a mural of Peacemaker and his dad, and maybe he looks like his brother, right? So his brother might not be dead. His father might be back alive too. Mm-hmm. Who the fuck is his brother supposed to be?
I don't know. I swear to God, when I first saw it, I was just like, because I didn't see the dad. I didn't catch the dad there, so I thought it was like Peacemaker and the Atom, and I'm like, that's really. They're just gonna drop that like that? I'm like, it's just the Atom. Then I looked and I saw the father, and I'm like. No, that's his brother. Like, that's his brother, I assume.
But he looks like CW Adam.
Trevon, please take whatever that is off. Oh my God. Not what was on the screen. Look in the comments.
Oh my God. Screenshot that first, please.
Yes, please screenshot that.
All right.
That was something. Please screenshot that and send it to Didge and tell him apparently they're waiting for him.
That's hilarious. Okay.
That was a lot. Okay. So anyway, back to what we were saying. And again, I'm really okay with that because I thought some of the best parts of Peacemaker was his disconnection with his dad, right? And his guilt of what happened to his brother. So I'm like, if you tell me we're now in an alternate universe where maybe Peacemaker becomes the good guy and his brother follows in his father's footsteps, I'm very interested to see how that plays out. That suit looks kind of cool that his brother had. Again, we're saying brother. That could literally be any fucking Joe Schmo. We don't know that. So let me make sure we're pumping our brakes and not saying it as it's official. We're just assuming, right? Because we know he had a brother, right? And we know the dad always wanted the brother to be what Peacemaker was. So it makes sense that his brother might have been the first Peacemaker. Peacemaker looks to, take up the name. And it's kind of like a war within his family, his dad and his brother versus him. Very likely could be where we're heading. But I don't want to say it like we know something. We have no idea.
Seems like they work together, the three of them, in that picture.
Right, at some point, right.
Weird. I said earlier before that weird message popped up. I said he looks like the CW Adam.
Yes, he does. That's what I got confused. I'm like, damn, so you're just gonna throw in the Atom like it's nothing? Like you know what it reminds me of, Joel?
Look like that, yeah.
It reminds me of, remember how taken aback me and you were when we saw the mural in Batgirl of Keaton's Batman with a Robin, and we were just like, you just let that leak? Like, what the like? You know what I'm saying? We're like, there was never a Robin in Keaton's world. Right. You know what I'm saying? We were like, oh, what are we looking at? And then remember they painted over it real quick, and it was like, oh, you some of my bitches. So part of me is kind of like, I enjoy this for what it is, not what it's going to be, because this very likely could mean nothing.
I just want to know who he's supposed to be. Like, I don't know if Peacemaker. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough about Peacemaker.
AJ, no, I go to Trevon first. Trevon, what were your thoughts when you saw this? I know you were originally joking that it was all a dream, but what are you thinking when you see this? Like this, first of all, Peacemaker looks even cooler in that mural.
He does.
Like he looks really good in that mural.
And it makes it very clear that the dad, deserved to die. All right, and the brother, this looks cool. The brother looks cool too. The dad could choke, but yeah, that's it. I don't know. I thought it was just artwork or something. Like somebody just a mural made. I don't know why they would make this, but hey.
That would be the question. What was your motivation here?
Oh, we know. It's fine. We're gonna have fun.
Yeah, no, it very likely could be nothing. But I just thought it was really interesting. You said where?
Yeah.
Someone had, I think, taken this from something. It could have been from on set. Whatever. Yeah.
It might be a huge Peacemaker fan.
That made this mural?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can make murals like this on public buildings and not go to prison. I don't know if that's or get fined. I don't know if you can do that.
People do stuff.
Yeah, that's been greenlit by the city. I don't think you could just do it because they'll make you take it down.
This might be in a red state. It's fine.
I swear to God, I love you, Chip.
It's a mural. But what was?
AJ, when you look at this, what are you thinking for this upcoming season of Peacemaker?
I don't care. I don't care. This and Amanda Waller, I just don't care.
You were saying that the dad was one of your favorite characters, though, right?
No, not at all.
You don't like Peacemaker?
You were saying you agreed with the dad's ideals.
I like Peacemaker. I just don't like. I'm not actively excited for it like I am for Superman or Batman and stuff like that. It's just I understand Peacemaker was a good show, but just ultimately, I just don't get excited for these characters at all.
Okay, so let me just say this. As somebody that very much has studied what people don't say as opposed to what they say, do you not believe Peacemaker was a really good show?
No, I think Peacemaker was a good show.
Okay. Because you were saying that you understand that other people think it's a really good show. So
yes, I believe.
Do you think it was?
Yes.
I mean, if you don't, fuck it.
I just don't get excited. Like news-wise, I don't get excited for these type of characters.
Do you know? Have you seen this suit before that the guy on the far right is wearing?
No.
Just trying to see if any of us can piece together who the fuck that is. To be fair, if Joel couldn't, I think that's where we ended. I was saying if Joel doesn't know who that is in that suit or what that suit is, we could just end it there.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Like I said, I thought it was Adam.
Again, he looked like the CW Adam. I would be disappointed if they looked like that in the actual this universe.
Don't tell Joel that, DJ3.
Marvin, you haven't watched it? Jesus Christ.
It came out like 2 years ago, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man.
Ridiculous.
Peacemaker's and
I hear it's good though. You should watch it.
Peacemaker.
Can you not let that be your selling point? DJ, it's a really good show. Okay?
It is, but
nudity aside, it's a really good show.
It's boys-esque.
Yes, it very much is. Yes, yeah, actually, that's great analogy.
Yeah, if you had to think, it is. It's maybe a little more lighthearted, but it's very boys-esque.
Yeah, for
in terms of violence and the way it works, everything. But it's entertaining. Actually,
it just what makes it so special for me, in my opinion, is that it's not afraid to just be weird.
That's true.
It's extremely weird from its inception all the way to where it is now. It's weird. I remember the first trailer we got. It was just like, what is this? Right? And then you see the show and you're just like, what is this? Like, this is a lot. I
mean, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really interested to see. I will say this. Oh, no, go ahead, Joel. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was looking. I tried to find who the fuck that was. I could not come up with anything that wasn't fucking Adam. Because the color scheme and the fucking monster. And some other weird characters. But nothing that's that logo. I'm trying to see if anybody has that kind of logo. I can't think of it.
Yeah, that's a weird logo.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not recognizable to me.
Not even a little bit. I will say one thing, going back real quick before we move out of DC, is about that Amanda Waller show. I think I understand why it needs to be a show. If you're trying to say that these superheroes have been established in this new world, to know Amanda Waller is to know her job is to either have them work for her or to bring them down. So now that Superman has entered the picture, Amanda Waller has probably been completely retconned from the last time we saw her, completely. And she's probably working with DOJ or somebody to figure out how to take down or how to get these heroes to bend to their will when need be.
Well, I know she'll be doing Creature Commandos first.
Right. I really, you know what I really hope, guys, we get in this universe that we didn't get David Ayer tried to do it in Suicide Squad, and it was just done horribly. I want a universe where Batman and Amanda Waller interact, and Batman lets Amanda Waller know, I don't give a fuck if you know who I am. Shut this shit down now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want that kind of relationship between Batman and Waller, where it's like, all right, I don't fuck with Gotham. You don't fuck with me. Right? That is our understanding. I want more things like that. Make Amanda Waller really stand out. In a way, I kind of think Marvel didn't even really do with Fury fully. Kind of felt like Fury kind of came and went, instead of just really standing out as the in-between in that universe. Have Amanda Waller be that, but the bad version. Have her just stand out. Like, she's the in-between, the go-between between regular people in the government and these superhumans that just spawned up out of nowhere in the last, 4 or 5 years. So I'm like, that'll be really cool. So I hope that's more what we can get out of this Viola Davis, Amanda Waller universe we're about to engage in the next couple of years. So that's just my reason.
Her series, I still believe that's more of a. I don't even know if at the end of the day it'll be called Waller. It might be.
It might not be. It might be like a team or a division that she's like head of or something. Right. Yeah. I agree with you there because Waller sounds like a placeholder. Yeah, placeholder.
I thought so too. I don't know. It might end up just being called Waller, but I do believe this might be the beginnings of their introduction of Checkmate, and I would like to see that.
Very much so.
That's a start, and they start with her.
You know what would drive me crazy?
What's that?
Is if her number 2 was Slade Wilson. I would love that. I would love it.
Well, like in the Adventures of Superman?
Yeah,
not like that, but yes. Yes. Not and again, that's no shade to that show. I allow that show to do a lot of creative altering than I would really anything else. Because it's an anime, right? So I'm like, already, me and Joel talk about this probably every week. We still don't know what the fuck that blue power is Superman has. It just kind of like takes over him and he's like Goku for like 5 seconds. I don't know what it is, but I accept it because it's an anime.
In the comics, it's Superboy instead of Superman that has that ability.
Yeah, it's the electric blue Superman. Yeah, now. That's what I was trying. I was explaining that to him earlier. I think because I didn't know what it was in the beginning, and then I made it. There was a certain episode this year where it was like, I think they're just making it his Super Saiyan form. Yeah. It's weird.
Go ahead, Trevon.
There's a thing that I need to start watching the show again. Okay.
You stopped watching it?
Yeah.
Oh, because you didn't get what you want out of 2 people. I get it.
So we canceled the show.
I remember now. So you just vacated.
I mean, they could have been brave,
I don't disagree. I just don't know where. I don't know why that's so important
that way.
I would have agreed with you if you said why not just make Jimmy that way. Then I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. Well. But I don't know why. I don't know why for you, any 2 men that are best friends, you're like, you have to sleep together. I'm like, I don't know why that's such a thing.
It's just why not?
I just don't know why can't 2 men just be friends? Is it like, you know what I'm saying?
Because y'all are men. Have fun.
I just want to remind the audience that Trevon is in a full-on non-sexual friendship with the people on this show, and he acts like that's not a thing. It's a thing, Trevon.
Trevon's warning is like, that's because we're never in person.
He's like, I'm trying to convert you guys weekly. I'm trying.
I make offers. You can set them or
like,
not.
watch your ass when I see you.
Yes, Trevon would have liked the world. And again, I don't have anything against it. I'm not saying like you can't do it. I'm just saying this isn't the first time Trevon has tried this. And he won't stop until somebody in some iteration
give it to me.
Is two gay best friends.
Do I ever get it? Did I ever get it? No. So.
Probably not from Superman and Jimmy. Trevon.
Why not?
Probably not. Because usually Jimmy is supposed to be younger than Clark. He's supposed to look up to Clark like he's a super fan.
Well, it wasn't in this show.
He was not. Your best chance at it probably would have been in the Supergirl universe on CW. That probably would have been. Jimmy was hot as fuck. Superman was hot as fuck. That was your best chance. Didn't get it there. Probably won't get it ever. I don't know what to tell you.
That Jimmy, but I don't.
That's what I'm saying. I would have been fine if they said that Jimmy and Superman were hooking up. I'm like,
that's why they called him James, because they even they didn't understand that was not Jimmy.
That was definitely not Jimmy.
That was James.
But no, Trevon's done this in Star Wars. He's now brought it to DC. It's just a thing.
You act like I'm the only one.
I didn't say you were the only one. You're the only person I communicate with.
They know what they're
doing.
They know what they're doing.
If you say so. I personally don't see it.
The trailer implied something about Superman.
Again, you see it. I can't fault you for seeing it.
Clearly. And
I do not. I did not see it that way. I apologize. I did not see it.
Then they didn't do it.
When you said it, I was just like, where are you getting that from? I'm like, when has that ever been a thing? And then I'm like, maybe I missed an episode. I rewatch it. I'm like, no, there's like nothing there.
It's like, this is not how me and my roommates hung out.
Because I swear, when Trevon said it, it made me start looking at my friendships differently. I'm like, is that how I portray my friendships? Like, I don't understand. I thought that was just how, normal friendships were. But apparently to Trevon, it was like, no, you were giving off signs of you wanted something. And it's like, I don't know when or where, but all right, if you say so.
More grab ass, Juwaan. Now that's definitely too far.
Apparently, we got to take that off the menu. No more grab ass. No more. And you know what? No more grab ass. When we go to the movies, there's a seat in between. Like, there has to be rules now, apparently.
The whole seat.
Whole seat in between. Got it. All right. Okay. Thank you, Trevon. All right, let's move on.
And that's fine.
Again, Trevon,
let's start.
No one is against it. We're just saying you keep choosing the most straightest characters to convert gay, and then you're upset when they're not gay.
He enjoys.
That's the thrill of it.
Yeah.
That's the thrill of it. So I can see people see. I love it.
But why do you want that? Why not just?
Because it's fun.
No, but why do you want it knowing it'll upset people?
Well, that's why.
Because it'll upset people.
Yeah. I'm answering your own questions, Joel.
Right, yeah, apparently. I'm sorry. Apparently. All right, let's move on. Goodness gracious, I love this guy. All right, let's move on. We got the Acolyte finale. We got it. It happened. It happened, guys. It happened. I will be the first to say it is nowhere near as bad as some of these Star Wars fans are making it. Nowhere near. I've not seen Star Wars in my life that has ever made me feel the way they're acting. And you guys know how I felt on The Last Jedi.
I did watch it. As soon as I finished it, I wonder what Juwaan thinks of this.
And you did text. You did send the text. And then as soon as he sent the text to everybody and I responded, he went quiet the rest of the night. He was just like, I'm curious. Now I put the chaos out there. Now I lean back. Now I see how it all plays out. No, but again, Trevon, and again, you and Joel can speak to this. I didn't badmouth it. I just said there were a lot of decisions, like most of Star Wars, that I just wholeheartedly disagree with. I think they keep. Go ahead. I'm sorry. No,
the guy you're looking for is in there.
You said what?
This the guy you're talking about all the time.
Plagueis, yes, Plagueis. Yes. Okay. Plagueis was.
That was cool.
And that didn't even make me happy. Even that was the way I was introduced to Plagueis in live action made me very angry.
I was after the fact that where I was like, well, that was weak, but I did like it. But I liked seeing it. It was cool seeing him.
I just remember
like, that's it.
my immediate thought in the moment I was watching. That's why I was like, I'm so glad we didn't do like we weren't on together while we were watching it, because my first thing was to pause it. I went outside. I went for a walk. Came back in and finished watching the rest of the episode. I was very upset about that. But yes, again, this is why people say you got to be careful what you ask for, right? I wanted him so bad. I got him. And how I got him was not how I should have gotten him.
You'll get more of them.
You said what?
I think you'll get more of them.
Oh, no. That's the problem. That's the problem, is getting more of it. That's the problem. But no, I'll just say this. I'll say this. I'm seeing from the Star Wars, the general audience and then the diehard fans, right? They're wanting it two ways. You have the people that say, I'm sick and tired of always being brought back to this Skywalker. Let's get out of the Skywalker, right? And then they keep giving us projects that shoehorn everything that is Skywalker. I would like for just once Star Wars to take a timeline that does not affect any future timeline, any past timeline. It's literally just focusing on being its own thing. And I think that was my problem with this series as a whole. This series should have made me more interested in the twins. Every week, I lost interest in those twins. There were 8 episodes?
Yeah, I don't care about them at all.
100%. They did but you know what they did it? You know exactly who they did the same thing to? Reva. They did the exact same thing to Reva. You keep creating these characters.
Who's Reva?
Like Reva in the Kenobi show. Remember she was the Inquisitor?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But that is my point, yes. They're not making them stand out, because what they're doing is they're making the lore matter more than the new characters they're introducing. And that's where they have to stop. You either want me to care about these new characters in this new world, or you want me to care about the lore that you're expanding. And that's where I'm like, you got to stop tippy-toeing on lore, right? Where you're stretching it or you're going right to it, but not over it. It's just becoming tiresome, right? Because you're creating narratives that have less to do with the great work people put in on this project, and more so to do about complaining about a lot of the things you're trying to alter, you're trying to change, you're trying to finagle. It's a little tiresome. I was really excited for this when it was first announced. I remember the first thing I told AJ when it was announced was, I better get Plagueis. AJ, was that not the first thing we talked about when this was first announced?
Yeah. So only reason I know who it is. Right. That's how I know who this character is.
Exactly. So I've been saying it for 2 years while this show was getting made and then came out. And I got Plagueis, and I will tell you guys this. My only issue with Plagueis is that you've now sown the oats that Plagueis and his entire identity was created based off of watching these witches. I don't like that. The whole concept of creating a individual from the Force, he got that concept from someone, rather than him literally coming up with this concept, wanting to manipulate it, and then doing it himself only for the Force to reject it and then create Anakin. So I don't like that. I don't like that was altered. I don't like that essentially he got that idea from someone, and that it's happened before Anakin. It now does not make anything that you did with Anakin special. It's now happened before. It's now canon. It's happened before. Anakin's now not once in a lifetime kind of thing. It's now happened before. So for me, those were the changes I didn't like. Wiping someone's memory, AJ can speak to this more so, was definitely a Revan thing. That was a Revan thing.
They did it quite easily.
Very easily. That was a Revan thing.
And wipe people out of
parts. Exactly. And he was able to control what he wiped. Okay.
Well, she also said she doesn't remember anything.
I'm confused with the issue.
You said what, AJ?
I'm confused what the issue is with that.
Because if we're saying that's now a power, is that now a power of the Sith or now a power of the Force?
It's both.
We've never seen it before in canon. Last time we ever heard of this was
we never seen. Hold on, we never seen a Jedi ever cloned himself before or made himself into another place before. We got that with Luke Skywalker. No one had an issue with that.
Wait, when did they clone Luke Skywalker?
Not
I'm talking
clone,
in canon.
I mean, like teleport his consciousness into real life and the Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, astral project himself? Yeah, I also thought, I very much had a problem with that. And I had a problem with that because it was a lazy way out on Luke. He couldn't even really fight at the end. You astral project yourself. I very much had a problem with that. But again, you know, I had a problem with everything Luke in that movie.
I thought that was badass.
But if you're saying most people didn't, I can't argue that. I can't speak for most people.
Also, the problem is that basically with the movies, all we get with the Force is force push, force pull. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Trevon has a huge issue with that. He wants more powers with the Force. We get more powers.
Oh.
And then we have an issue because we never seen it before. That's confusing me.
Well, you're arguing two different points. Trevon wanted more abilities. I never asked for more abilities. Trevon asked for it, and Trevon seems very, very okay with whatever they choose to do that's different than the same shit. So there's no argument there, trust me, from people that think like Trevon. But my last thing here, bleeding a crystal should be a lot harder than that. And that was Disney's idea, by the way, of how you bleed a crystal. Vader numerous times failed on bleeding a crystal. So she somehow nailed it one time.
So, okay. So I was talking to Diz about this, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, so now in my mind, now listen, I'm not a Star Wars person, okay? And when people say bleeding crystal, mm-hmm. I actually think blood. So I thought it was like some kind of like you squeezing it. I don't know. I don't know what the hell you do.
It's okay.
My
so
in my head,
you're not wrong. Sometimes people do literally. It's not part of the process, but it is what goes into it for some people. But what Disney introduced when they created the new concept for bleeding crystals is that it is when you are pouring all your hatred, all your sorrow, all your pain, you're bleeding it into the crystal.
So why didn't that make sense when she did it? She literally choked
No. Again, my issue with her doing it is the same issue I had with Rey using the Force. Not that she used the Force. It was how quickly she was able to do it. It was like that.
Well, that's how quickly she felt betrayed with Anakin.
And I'm saying Vader had lived a life of being betrayed, and that motherfucker failed numerous times to bleeding his crystal.
Yes,
it's not an easy
women
concept.
Are superior. It's okay.
No, you said what?
Women are superior.
Okay, I'm not arguing that. I know you're trying to get me.
Please don't talk
I'm not arguing that, Trevon. All I'm saying is it's just the first time bleeding a crystal is on the is in live action. It should have just been more. Like I would have appreciated if she bled the crystal while she was on the planet with the stranger, and she was going through it, and she was remembering all the things that she was upset about.
Yeah, no.
For me, I know what you're saying. Narratively, yes. I'm saying I wish it was written better to where we could have seen more of that pain and sorrow just bleeding into it, and that anger really starting to protrude. It just happened so quickly.
Juwaan, she learned in that moment.
In that exact moment, yes. And I'm saying enough that what I'm trying to say is if that was enough,
she thought
if that was enough to get her to kill Saul, guess what? She deep down knew Saul killed her mother. If she reacted that quickly, it was not something that was not ever in her thought process. It was just something she never thought was true. You get what I'm saying?
I don't understand that.
She needed to hear it from Saul. She always thought that was a possibility.
No, she didn't.
If right now, Trevon, we were hanging out and money went missing from your wallet, right? You're thinking to yourself, there's no way Juwaan did it. But Juwaan was like the only person here, right?
They told her sister killed everybody.
Yes. And how many times did she see her sister and knowing, quote unquote, that her sister killed her mother? She never once wanted to kill her sister. She wanted to bring her in. Never wanted to kill her sister, though. She wanted to arrest her.
She did say she wanted to kill her.
No. What did she do? She saw her 3 separate times. What did she do?
Try to kill her.
back.
No, she incapacitated. The first time she let her go. Second time she incapacitated her.
Sister.
Third time they had a conversation.
That she hasn't seen in 16
Third time
years.
they fought trying to kill each other.
Not trying to kill each other.
Yes.
First of all, no.
They were absolutely trying to kill her.
Yes. But
in this episode?
Yes.
In the show.
No, I'm saying in this episode she was trying to kill her.
Yes.
In this episode too.
Okay, we agree to disagree. No problem. She was definitely not trying to kill her sister, but we agree to disagree.
I thought it was like a Horcrux. You kill somebody, you split your soul. So there you go. That's how I thought of it.
You kill someone, you split your soul.
That's how you made a Horcrux. You had to kill somebody. You had to do something very evil to split your soul. You're bleeding the crystal by killing somebody. That's how.
Oh no, you can bleed your crystal without killing someone. It's all it is feeding off of all your energy of the dark side. Everything that makes you a dark side user, it just feeds off of that.
It was justified at that moment for her. I think.
Again, I'm not saying she couldn't bleed the crystal. I just wish it was just shown better. I thought it was just it's just very quick, and that's not a quick process. I just thought it went by too quick.
See,
narratively, that's supposed to be a big moment. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. It was
that Darth Vader was still conflicted, even as Darth Vader. That was the whole issue with him not be able to bleed the crystal that first time, because he was still in confliction. With Osha, there was no confliction. She just felt that betrayed, and she just hated everything at that point in time. That's why she was able to do that so quickly. That's my whole thing. Vader was conflicted that whole time. That's all. So way I don't think it's the fact that it's easier or harder for somebody. It's just that someone feels hatred a lot more strongly than someone else does.
Again, I understand where you and Trevon are coming from. Like I said, I'm just thinking more so of it being a big thing. It should have just been bigger in that moment than what it was. That's all I'm saying. Just like the Rey thing. People excuse the Rey thing of it was in the moment. No, I get it. It makes sense. I just wish it meant more in the moment. That's very quick for a person that never did it. Now doing that shit like she had known it for 15 years. That's what I'm trying to say.
Did you have an issue with what's the name doing it in Jedi Survivor?
Who?
I forgot his name, but it
Cal Kestis doing what?
No, not Cal Kestis. The guy that was facing up against Cal Kestis.
Wait, when he was using the Force?
He bled the crystal in Jedi Survivor.
I don't remember. I remember someone bleeding the crystal in Jedi Survivor. Send it to me, and then I can give you my opinion. I honestly don't remember that. I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't remember there being a crystal blade in Jedi Survivor.
Yes. Okay.
Was it the Jedi that came back to life?
Yes.
I don't remember.
It was bad though.
Yeah, I don't remember. Let me say this though, AJ. Let me speak to what I do remember. I do remember I thought that was the most useless character in that game. Like he was supposed to mean more, and then it was over. Like I thought that was very much a waste. So if he did bleed the crystal, then yeah, I definitely feel the same, because I very much felt like we were with that character for like 2 scenes of the game, and that was it. When you kind of structured the whole game about that character. So I'll say it without even seeing what you're talking about. Yes, I do feel the same. Yes. Also, Yoda, man, they got to do.
What was wrong with that?
My only issue with that was no one sensed anything.
What do you mean?
Yoda didn't sense any of the Jedi dying, a disturbance in the Force, nothing. This politician knew Jedi died. The Council doesn't? No one knew? No one?
I hate Star Wars now officially.
No one felt it. First of all, no, don't do that, because there was a scene in Revenge of the Sith. Yoda sat down with Anakin and said, I can sense your I can sense. What did he say to him? I can sense how divided you are. I can sense it. So you don't know that Jedi are dying. There was like 6 Jedi that went out there. They all died.
There were so many moments in the show where a Jedi should have sensed something and they did.
Yes, that's my other big problem was them being a fucking weasel to hunt down Jedi. That was also weird.
That's also in Rebels. That's also in everything Star Wars.
That's what I mean, but that's in general.
What's in Rebels?
I'm saying Star Wars in general. That happens. Jedi die, but no one really feels it until it's actually something that's strong enough for them to actually feel it. The whole issue that you're having, you're having the issue with the Acolyte because it's something new. It's always happened in general.
Because it's something new?
Yes.
So you're telling me that Yoda, one of the most powerful Jedi right now, doesn't notice that Jedi are dying, and that's okay.
And I'm saying in general, other than the Acolyte, Jedi have died before, and Yoda probably knew, but didn't say anything about it. That's all I'm saying in general.
I don't know of any time from Phantom Menace to Revenge of the Sith that Yoda sensed something in the Force and said nothing.
Okay.
You said the Clone Wars?
The series, Clone Wars, I'm just saying in general. Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith, anything Star Wars related.
In my opinion, if you're gonna use that, that's the biggest plot hole in all of Star Wars in general.
If you're telling me a master of Yoda's rank, yes, that is a big plot hole. Yes, of Yoda's rank, not any Jedi, Yoda's rank.
But if you're telling me every Jedi will feel some other Jedi dying, you're going.
No, I'm saying you don't sense a disturbance in the Force. A Sith user is here. You don't sense that.
That's my problem. That's always going to be a plot hole because the Sith are always around. They've been around for 100 years. Remember?
No. What do you?
Disturbances in the Force.
The Phantom
Menace has been around since.
Remember,
Phantom
they were
Menace,
around for so long. He was always there, was he not?
No
Who was
Jedi
always there? Who was always there?
If Plagueis is still alive.
Plagueis, what are you?
Plagueis never made himself.
Hold on.
Plagueis never came out. That was why.
There between Phantom Menace throughout all of the Star Wars that we've seen.
Yes, but AJ, here's the difference. Plagueis never came out. Neither did Palpatine. Once Maul made himself clear, they could sense now the disturbance. Before they didn't know what it was. And I'm saying,
how did he train then?
How did who train?
How did the Sith train without giving themselves away?
Joel, you definitely could what do you call it?
Half mass?
No, you could subdue your you could subdue the Force. You could subdue the Force. You're not sending a beacon every time you do the Force. But if you're telling me all these Jedi died and no one in the council cared, and that's not a problem, okay, we agree to disagree. Okay, cool. But that's fine, because any plot hole of anything going forward that anyone takes an issue in, I will be making note of.
You know I don't. That's why this is why I'm bringing it up.
That is definitely not true. It's just not as common.
Oh, okay.
It's not as common.
Right.
It's not as common. Anyway, like I said, I just believe whatever Acolyte does going forward, just base more off of the time and not the lore going forward. Just base yourself off the time you're in. Let us just drink in the time that we're in. All this kept doing was just foreshadowing the future. That's all this was. The future. Midichlorian count. The future. The ability to create within the Force. The fact that Plagueis is here now. The fact that, and by the way, Plagueis is probably only 15 or 20 years old right now. So I don't know if Tenebris is still here. And then you end on the rule of 2. But it's not the rule of 2. Because I assume Tenebris is out there, and now Plagueis is out there. So it's just very confusing. Very confusing where Leslie is going with this. If they make a season 2, great. Gives me a chance for Leslie to explain all this shit. How the politician knew the Jedi were dead, but no one else in the council did. Very interesting. Very interesting. Thought that was very interesting.
The council knew the Jedi were dead.
How? When did we get that?
Vanessa literally said that Soul took them all out.
No, that's what she said at the end of the episode. When the politician at the beginning of the episode came in, he made it clear that he knew that something was wrong. He knew Jedi were dying.
Yes, but he did not know if it was Saul or anybody else.
I'm not arguing that. I'm saying Jedi being dead.
And I'm arguing that Vanessa is saying that Saul was the one that killed those Jedi.
Okay. You're speaking to the end of the episode. That's not what I'm speaking to, but we can move forward. I hope there's a season 2. I want her to explain this more. I think her problem here was we don't need main characters. Let the Jedi themselves as a whole be your main character. Because if you're going to write your main character anything like you wrote the twins, you did nothing to make me care about the twins. Absolutely nothing. There was no character development. They essentially just swapped spots. That's really all it was. Now we assume the council's probably going to train her sister, right? She'll be a Jedi. Now her other sister is a Sith. They just switch spots. There was no development at all. So I want a season 2 to see how she explains it all. See how she explains it. See what the High Council looks like. That'd be nice. Explore the universe more. That's not so heavily dependent on these 2 characters or one character. And I think we got confirmation that their other mother is dead. We didn't really get anything else about that other mother. We thought maybe she was still alive. Apparently she is dead. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to a season 2 because I would like an explanation. I would like an explanation and see how she plays this shit out. AJ, your thoughts on this season as a whole?
As a whole, I enjoyed it. I wasn't a big fan of the second to last episode. I just felt like it was just repetitive. I just wasn't a fan of how she explained everything. Like, I know there was with the soul issue, it's like a huge secret throughout the entire episode, but instead it was just like a misunderstanding basically, and it felt lackluster for me. Wasn't a huge fan of that. Overall, the action was great. It was some of the best action in Star Wars in general. Personally, I actually did like Osha and May. I do agree with you on that, Juwaan, that they didn't really have that much of development. It was just a flip-flop. I agree with that. But I did like the chemistry between them. I did like everything between Osha and May. I did like the confrontation between May and Soul. Wasn't that big on Osha and Soul, really, even though I did like how Soul was conflicted between the 2 characters. It did give them that much of development I like, but also with Soul, the whole ideal thing that the fans have with the Jedi of them being super righteous and them having putting everything on their back basically, and that's what Soul represented, and that can be like a certain type of darkness, and I like how that played out with Soul's character throughout the entire the series basically. I wasn't a big fan of the witches really. I did like that they were the ones that came up with the concept of bringing life with the Force. I know that you didn't like that because you wanted Plagueis to be the one that discovered that, but
that's just his whole thing. That's the whole point of it. That was his life's work. You know what I'm saying?
The whole thing was him creating life, not him finding how to create life.
That was the whole book. Was
not
Plagueis
him
obsessing
finding
over it.
It's him creating it.
But remember, he spent so much money because he was very wealthy. He spent so much money, time, and resources to figure out how to create it.
Yes, exactly. Right. Resources, and he got that from the witches.
Oh no! We are now being told he got that from the witches.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yes, we're now being told that. That was not an original thought. That was his
still
concept.
has to figure out how they did it. So that does not diminish his character whatsoever within the books, for me personally, at least. But other than that, for me, I'll personally give this like a 8 out of 10. I would say 8 out of 10. I was more hyped coming in, going in, but it was a little bit diminished, a little bit, but not that much.
I still, to DJ V's point, that's exactly what, when they first announced it, when it was first talked about, that is exactly what they said the show would be about. And that was a subplot of a subplot. Was the Sith, was actually creating a Sith acolyte. You started by having someone that we thought was an acolyte, but they were extremely conflicted. You then just pulled the Uno reverse card. I thought we were going to go deeper into the Sith, them coming out. It was more so kind of like a earlier version of Phantom Menace is really what it was. Where out of nowhere, boom, Sith is here, right? Rather than just teaching us a little bit more. That's why I said, if he's saying he's a Sith, how do you know what that is? You know what I'm saying? That's why I was, when we were on the phone, AJ, I was saying, is Tenebrous training him? If he is, cool, no problem. Because we know Tenebrous had other acolytes besides Plagueis. I just want to see that. I want to know, how do you know what you know? You shouldn't know what you know. You know what I'm saying?
But he does know he knows because he's trained by Plagueis. And we've seen Plagueis in this episode.
Again, you are connecting those dots, which is completely okay for you to connect those dots. That is not what the show told me. Show told me Plagueis has been lurking in the shadows.
Connect.
You said what?
The show gave you those dots to connect. That's why they showed you Plagueis within that episode.
All I took from it was Plagueis has been hiding in the shadows. For how long? I don't fucking know. Okay. I have no idea. Again, if that's what you're saying, I'm not arguing that. That's no problem. I just would, again, that's what is the first thing I said. I want a season 2 so I can explore all these things. If Plagueis is training them, that's very interesting. Where the fuck is Tenebrous? You know what I'm saying? Especially because Plagueis is only about 20 years old right now. So Tenebrous is still around. So where is he? And how is this the rule of 2 of 2?
Know the age of Plagueis, though.
You said what?
That's arguing if you only know the actual age of Plagueis.
No. This isn't me harping over his age. That doesn't matter. I was going based off of the book. If that's not his age, I don't care. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm just saying I thought this show was going to dive us deeper into the Sith so we could learn more about whatever their creation of the Sith is. And we didn't get it. We just kind of got the same surface we had when we watched Phantom Menace. It was surface level. We didn't learn anything.
Saying the creation of the Sith, like in general, the creation?
No. Just in that timeline.
Okay.
What does the Sith mean to them in that timeline of peace, mind you? What is the Sith? What are they doing? What are their motivations? Are they lurking, sulking? What's happening? I thought we were going to dive into that. That's how this show was pitched. I don't know at what point it became this. That's all I'm saying, to DJ V's point. That's how it was pitched, is that this was a show about the Sith. We were going to get very dark and into the world of the Sith, and we didn't. It's surface level. We didn't learn anything, is all I'm saying. So if you're saying Plagueis trained them, cool. No problem. No arguments. Just would like to see it and hear more about it. That's what season 2 will bring us. Trevon, your thoughts on this season as a whole?
I like the witch stuff. It seemed cool. The look they did get. The mind control thing is cool. Lightsaber fights were very cool. They were very good. Especially this last one. This last fight was really, love that.
So it was a beast.
Yeah, that was great. Soul was, handling his own. He was doing good. I was okay. I don't know. Osha and Maything, I don't know. I get it. They're sisters. One thought she hated her, then she didn't. I don't know. I don't really care about them that much. I'd like to see what other abilities she has, since she's, to me, it's yes, a Sith, but also a witch.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see what that means. Especially when that scene when she had the mask on and he had like fight through the control to get to her to get the mask off. That was cool. Explore that. Explore more of those abilities. What does it mean to be a witch and Sith?
It's the first of her kind because Ventress was not a Sith, so she'd be the first of her kind.
I mean, we've seen the Jedi mind trick, and stuff like that. This was different for me, anyway. Mm-hmm. What did I give it overall?
It's fresh. If you don't have a grade, you don't have to give a grade.
The story with like Soul just holding this thing forever, and it just kept dragging it out. I was like, how many episodes you going? I'm gonna tell you. Oh, something happens. I'm gonna tell you, but I'm not. I don't know. It just got my nerves.
I just thought it was weird, Trevon, because he felt like his life was in danger, right? And then he says he felt like the girl's life was in danger.
Right.
It wasn't like the mother was just standing there minding her business and he just cut her head off. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was like, I just thought it was just weird to hold on to that. Like
I was like, yes, you killed her, but you didn't know what the hell she was getting ready to do.
Yeah, she just literally was brainwashing, one of your fellow Jedi. It wasn't like you guys were just sitting around the dinner table talking and Soul just stood up and just cut her head off. It was justified. No idea
what she was getting ready to do. It looked like, to me, she was getting ready to teleport all of them away. That's what it looked like to me.
Well, she was saying she was trying to release the other sister, so so she'd become free. I don't really know what that means.
I'm talking about when she did that thing and she started like smoking up or whatever.
Yeah, remember she told Soul
also started
right, because she was going to release her. Because remember, they said Osha is the real girl. Her sister is kind of like a split off version of her. It's kind of like a yin and yang of those two.
You think that's what she was doing?
That's what she said. Right after Soul stabbed her, she said I was going to release her.
No. She was saying, like, let her go with you. I was going to let her go. Like, you didn't have to do this. I was going to let her go with y'all. This is not like...
Oh, you're saying she thought Saul stabbed her because she thought she was going to keep Osha
what
there.
She was doing, to me, it looked like she was getting ready to take all of them away.
Right.
To get away from him, which would include Osha. So that's why he stabbed her. That's what it looked like. Like get ready to teleport. But I don't know. I don't know whereabouts text that as, but that's what it looked like to me.
I just don't know why he lived with a justifiable guilt. Like it was, again, you didn't go there and just execute her.
Killed that guy that, like, I'm so sorry, and killed himself. I was like, you didn't.
Nothing bad really truly happened there for that whole team to have as much guilt as they had. That was definitely like poorly executed.
It seemed like they came in there and slaughtered them.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because I thought it was going to be Trevon that we find out at the end. The Jedi set the fire. The Jedi killed everybody. It was like, no, you were defending yourself.
Yeah,
like,
you didn't.
Yes, it's just weird.
Came in there, you did break into their home or whatever, but y'all didn't come in there to slaughter them. So,
but they also have jurisdiction for those things. The Jedi.
See,
as long as it's
that's
justified.
a whole issue, though.
Yeah,
if you're talking morally, sure, but they do have that carte blanche.
To them, not to everybody. Just like, we controlled it. No.
It's like the Roman Empire, basically. Hey,
I get what you're saying, Trevon, but in the history of Jedi, if they sense that your kid is force sensitive, they're coming into your home telling you, hey, your kid's force sensitive, they're coming with me.
And hey,
no, I get you. But see, that's what the politician was saying. He was saying, I don't think you Jedi should have as much free will as you do. I think you should be reined in more. That's been the politician's stance with Jedi for forever. But I'm saying they do have jurisdiction to do that. So it wasn't just like a random, they're just breaking into these people's
If everybody
homes.
agrees with their rules.
No.
Not everybody does.
As long as the Republic agreed, which they did, which is why they're able to do it.
But everybody's not a part of the Republic.
Right? No. Remember, the Republic is like the government. They're like the Senate. They make the rules.
Not everybody's a part of it. Like every faction, planet, whatever. They you can't just run up everybody.
You ever see Phantom Menace? Remember when they not even Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith, when the whole auditorium is filled with all kinds of people? Mm-hmm. They're all the different politicians of each planet all coming together to vote on what we do, what we don't do. And part of what they voted on and accepted is if the Jedi believe there's Force-sensitive kids, or whatever, they have the jurisdiction to go get them. That's why the Jedi do it. If it was illegal, the Jedi couldn't do it.
But to Trevon's point, there are planets that are free from those rules.
That's fine. I don't know if they established if this was one of them or not.
Yeah, that's also fair. But in Clone Wars, there are multiple planets where literally the Jedi have no jurisdiction to those specific planets, or even just Senate or whatever, basically.
Yeah, we've heard that in Clone Wars where they said you have no jurisdiction here, Jedi. Yeah, but those are usually the planets that are Switzerland. But remember also, those were in times of knowing that there is a dark side and a light side and choosing not to be in the middle of it. In a time of peace where it's only the good side, I'm pretty much assuming everyone was probably on board. But again, I don't disagree with you that, hey, I'm not letting you come take my kid. I don't give a fuck what you say. My kid grows up and wants to be a bad guy. Fuck it. Like, you're not taking my kid. So I agree with you there. You're not taking my kid.
It's kind of crazy. But, I give the show a 7 out of 10. And that is very much on the lightsaber fight and the witch stuff for me. And come here.
How much of it is the witch stuff?
Come here.
Here you go.
What I just said
you're gonna have to fight OSHA to get him. You're gonna have to fight OSHA to get him.
She can't control it yet.
She
can't control it yet.
She can't.
I run up on her. Just cut her real quick. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that talking shit. I'm just gonna cut you.
You just gonna cut her?
Yeah. I ain't doing that talking.
As the kids say today, OSHA would turn you into a pack.
What are you doing here?
She turned you.
Why are you doing this? We're not doing all that. No. I'm gonna cut you.
All right. Well, you'll have a season 2 of Khmer or Khmer, whatever his actual name is.
Looking forward
to
it.
Stranger is what I just call it. Joel, what were your thoughts as a whole in season 1 of Acolyte?
As a whole, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because it was different enough. I liked a lot of the aesthetic of it. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing more stories in this timeline.
Yeah.
And maybe because I have a good will towards the prequel era. Like, I like that timeline too. Like I said, I like seeing a lot of Jedi. Maybe that's what it is. Just cool. So, like, I didn't have really an issue. The only episode I really didn't like was that not the most recent one, the one last week's. Mm-hmm. The big reveals. I thought there was a lot of, like, bad storytelling, a lot of little plot holes, and not the best explanations. And for someone that I don't know Star Wars lore that well,
right?
And they didn't really do a good job explaining a lot of it. So I was, like, confused a lot of the time. I want to know more about what you're talking about, but you don't really go out of your way to explain a lot of it. So it was to me, for people like me, and I'm a casual, and I'm not as casual as others. So imagine me getting confused. I can't imagine everyone else was understood what was going on. And then for people that did, I understand they were frustrated, but I couldn't be frustrated because I don't know, and I was just more confused. I was like I don't know what how they were created. They don't explain it to you, but I don't know what a Avengers is, and I don't know how you split one life.
Just to throw this out to you, Joel. Because I know a lot of people forgot, that's not the first time that word's been used in live action. Qui-Gon says the same thing when he's trying to sell Anakin to the Council. He was saying there was an avert. However you pronounce that word.
I think it was aversions.
Yes, Qui-Gon said that to the Council because again, they were thinking Anakin was the first time that's ever happened. So he was saying how, and again, the show also did do something a lot of people missed. So remember when the Council was telling Qui-Gon, we're not training Anakin. Like, he's just too old, right? Yeah. They're now saying that concept has been around since this, because they were telling him if Soul did not spin the story the way he did, they weren't going to take Osha because she's just too old, right? So, it's just a lot of dots connecting to Phantom Menace from this series. I just wanted to throw to you that the avert, I don't know why I can't say that word.
Convergence.
Avergence or convergence?
Avergence, I believe.
Okay, you're saying AJ saying con.
It's con.
I thought I kept hearing avergence. All right, convergence.
Okay, convergence. So I just wanted to throw out to you, Joel, that the first time we heard that in live action was from Qui-Gon as he was trying to sell to them of allowing Anakin to train under the Jedi.
Well, then I like it more then because I like that it's a callback to something.
Apparently it's just virgins. It's just virgins.
Because
virgins.
And High Republic, they also explained it in the Acolyte. The first time there was one was during the what is it called? The hyperspace collapse, basically.
Yes.
So what it basically is just like a whole bunch of power just exploding out of nowhere. Basically, it's basically like a Big Bang, basically. Yes. And that's how you can what is it? You can explain Anakin being born from the Force, basically.
So like Force babies.
Yes.
Well, AJ, don't say it like that. Kind of complicate it a little bit more because it sounds like you're saying it was a big boom and then babies were
born. Okay. it makes the Force basically easier to
access.
Yeah, access something.
It allows you the ability to manipulate the Force. The only problem is that the Force does not allow you to manipulate it to your will. So Plagueis wanted to create a Sith child. The Force said no, but so it's a big fuck you. We'll create a child. It just won't be a Sith child. Now, the Force didn't know Palpatine would still corrupt that motherfucker, but he was not born of pure corrupt evil. You can't bend to your will. That's the whole point of the Force, is that it's like a brick wall. You can't just run into it and then create it, and make it the way you want it. So that's what people's issue was with them saying that they use the threads of the Force to manipulate it to create Osha. It's like, well, the Force is saying it's not. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Joel.
No, I hear what you're saying. I just thought it was like, I don't like when he was explaining that they're the same person. Like, that's weird because like I know Anakin's one person. Like, you got Osha and May.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, Osha and May. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're the same person. So I don't understand that. I don't know what. That's weird. So
I can actually help you with that, Joel. I spent a lot of time last night and this morning thinking about that. What I think they were trying to convey was that think about the first time we met May, the first time we met Osha. Right or wrong, first time you met May, pure evil. First time you met Osha, pure good. Mm-hmm. Right? He was trying to say Osha is one person, but you're split into good and evil. Mm-hmm. It's why the end of the show was them just flip-flopping, right? So it's like they'll never be all of one. They'll either be good or evil. That's how they exist. It's how they can exist. Right. Is that they're two halves of one whole.
They're also genetically not the same person. That's
right.
That's what's weird.
Right.
And I get it. Now they're saying that the witches created them. And I remember them talking to each other saying they have a way. They obviously know that what they did is weird or different, because she did say, like, I forget how she said it. I just remember alluding to, like, there is a way. Like, I will explain. and I'm curious what that is. So I like all the mystery and all that explanation, but I just thought that episode specifically was like a lot of like with like Soul explaining himself. Like you guys are saying, like she was getting. See, I took that a little bit differently because like I didn't. I thought that was kind of abrupt for him to just stab the bitch. Now my thing was because I thought that maybe the best explanation was like she looked like she was turning into a monster and it scared him. To me that was like I was like, oh shit, what is she doing? That's the only explanation. I'm like, she didn't really do anything, at least not yet, unless he knew that she had the intent to run away, which I don't know if he did or not. So it was a weird scene to me. I thought it was a little awkward. What else? The fucking what's the stranger? Kamir, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was cool through most, if not all, of the damn series. His way he fights, everything he did, the fact that now we know that he was I guess this girl's Padawan. What's her name? Green girl.
Oh yeah, I can't remember her name, but
Purple Whip girl.
It does, Trevon. Remember we talked about this, I think 2 weeks ago. Remember how I said I had the theory that the scars on his back were maybe from her lightsaber? Now it kind of seems like maybe she was a little rough around the edges. I will say one thing. I think Leslie and Joel, I'm curious your thoughts on this. I'm curious everyone's thoughts on this, but you first, Joel. Leslie seems like she went out of her way, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but she went out of her way to showcase how corrupt the Jedi can be, and some of the Jedi were. Again, something I'm very new to, so it's just going to take getting used to. But
I get it.
Did it not seem like that for you, Joel? That again, because especially with her throwing Saul under the bus, which I thought was weird, because the politician definitely said, "Hey, I think we should look more into you, Jedi, because I think like you're kind of going with
shady."
Right." And then she literally goes to the council and goes, "Yeah, this Jedi was shady, but not none of us." It's like, bitch, we're not going to believe just that one Jedi and all of you was rogue. Nobody else, just him. No, you're feeding into what the politician was saying. Like, I didn't understand why she gave that explanation.
I guess it's a Jedi thing because it's all of them. They're all very egotistical in that way. That they're perfect, basically. You know?
Right? Yeah.
We know that they're corruptible. They're easy.
Yes, of course.
Because of all the holding back of emotion, like that's and we know him with whatever his name is, David something, Harewood.
Yes. Stop reminding me of him, Joel. When I saw him, I got angry all over again.
We talked to him. We know him. But he made a good point in the fact that like he's basically breaking them down. Like you guys are trying to control something that's uncontrollable, and that's emotions. And he's not wrong. I don't think he's wrong in that way. You know?
I agree.
And look, they've alluded to the fact that the Jedi will be the fall of themselves. That they'll be, responsible for their own demise at the end of the day because they're basically have a stick up their ass. You know what I mean?
But honestly, think about what you're saying, Joel. Think about why Dooku left. Think about why Anakin left and went to the dark side. You keep bottling in what these people are telling you makes them human. You keep saying, well, fuck being human. Be my robot. Like, go be my robot.
Why do you think it's so easy for them to just like, hey, yeah, he did it. It was just him.
Like, think about it, Joel. The witch took over the Padawan just by telling him, I can take you home. It was something simple as just going home. Like, that wasn't even an emotion.
Hey, look. He wanted to go home, sir. It's been like 7 years.
No, I get it, but I'm saying, think about how much you have to suppress that just going home makes you susceptible to the dark side. Like, think about that. Like,
that man heard of virgins and flew to that place.
He said, I want to get the fuck home, man.
that whole thing was also different. I didn't know like a whole planet. Like they're like hot spots. It's almost like a spiritual well. And that's kind of what that planet was. I thought that was interesting. That's
what confused me. Because you're saying on that planet the force is unusually strong, correct? Right. We all agree there?
That's how it's
none of the Jedi's power is amplified. So it's like how does your power amplify, but theirs is just whatever it is when they got there. That's what confused me.
Well, that's the thing.
I think it's the way you tap into it.
Yeah,
like maybe I tap in it through the dark side.
No, it's not just dark side. It's different ways. So you do have the dark side. You also have the way the witches use the Force,
which I thought was the dark side.
No, it's different. So you have the Jedi's way, you have the dark side, you have the witches, you have the witches of Dathomir. They all use the Force.
Dathomir.
Dathomir.
Same. You said Dorkamir. I'm like, hey, watch your mouth.
But they all use the witches of Dathomir say magic, but it's the Force. It's just used differently. That's why I feel like
I don't think Dathomir is the Force. I think that's why Maul and Ventress and Savage were so rare. And think about it, they had to manipulate Savage to being able to withstand the Force. I don't think Dathomir deals in the Force. I think that's what made these witches confusing, is when you call them witches, we know witches, and they're not connected to the Force. Dathomir is not connected to the Force.
Well, that's actual dark isn't magic. The only witches that we've known.
No, not at all. I just mean for in live action, right? Live action or animation, this new new canon we're in. The only witches we knew before now, obviously, was Dathomir. And they are not connected to the Force. It's why Darth Maul and Ventress were so rare as far as Dathomir. People knew Dooku knew he could get warriors from there, but not warriors that are Force sensitive. That's why Asajj was
we definitely have different like species on Dathomir. What I'm saying is like specifically the witches.
Other than Dathomirians?
Not what I meant. Like on Earth, we're all basically human.
Oh yes. I was going to say no. Dathomir is like we're all human. Other races in China than just Chinese. Yes, like I think it's predominantly Chinese. I get what you're saying. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But specifically the witches, like where Savage came from, you have that clan specifically.
Yeah, Savage and Maul came from
magic. But for me personally, I view that the way that they use magic is still the Force, but used differently than how Plague is used as the Force, from how the Jedi use the Force.
That's interesting.
They just call it magic.
That's interesting. I'm going to go back and look into that, because I think that's why Leslie was trying to make these witches stand out, is because that's what separates them from Dathomir. Is that they do have access to the Force. Because I have to believe if Dathomir had access to the Force, there's just no fucking way they're losing to Grievous and like fucking clones. Like their planet got wiped out by Grievous and clones.
You can say the same thing for fucking the Jedi. You lost to just a bunch of clones, basically.
Well, let's be fair. They lost because their guard was down. They thought if they could trust anyone, it was the clones that they were taking care of. So that's a little different. I didn't see any clones straight up like 1v1 a Jedi. Like that's a little different. Look, but if you have the Force, right? If you have the Force, you should at least be able to stop the droids. I understand not Grievous, but at least the droids. They were dying to the droids. I'm like, nah.
If Ahsoka could survive a random.
Hey! No. I'm just. Don't you compare other Jedi to Ahsoka? Ahsoka stands out.
Look,
Ahsoka's a rare breed.
If she's surrounded by like 13 different clones, and you can't even beat one that blindsides you.
First of all, let's be honest. Ahsoka surrounded by 30 clones is unfair to the clones. All right, let's be real. That's a long day for some clones. But no, what do you what'd you think of the finale, Joel? You don't have to. I was trying to tell Trevon, because it's so fresh, you don't have to give a grade to it in case you just want to sit on it a little bit more. But if you have one, out of 10, what do you give it?
I get overall grade.
Yeah, overall grade.
I probably agree with Trevon, like a 7. Because I think he could have done a better job explaining a lot of different aspects. Mm-hmm. And I liked a lot of the action was incredible. Like they did some things I've never seen. I like that. But there's also a lot of they just explain things very weirdly to me certain times. And I don't like if I'm confused and I don't you could explain a little bit. You have enough time to explain some of it. Just pretend like I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, I just wish they did that a little bit more. I think it'd be easier to follow, especially when you're treading on new territory or treading on territory that people have not technically seen. They've maybe read but they've never seen. So you got to kind of re-explain yourself. That's really my biggest issue. But overall, I had a good time with it. And like I know you guys are talking about the girls they're not connected, and I don't necessarily disagree. Primarily because the whole switcheroo thing was kind of like, why? Could have just, I didn't understand. Like, whatever. Like, I don't know. I just they made decisions, like you said. So
that's why this episode is called "Decisions Were Made."
Yeah.
No, I just, to me, back to DJV's point before we get off of this, I just hope season 2 just is more Sith based. I want to sit with Chimere, whatever his name is. I want to sit with him and Osha, and if AJ's right and Plagueis did train him, I want to know more about that. I don't want that to be a subplot. I want that to be the main plot and have the Jedi be the subplot.
He did look good. I will say that.
Yeah, it looked just like Plagueis. Yeah, it looked great. he
looked great. And recognize that was him. I was like, nailed it.
He looked great. Him looking great. Yoda looked a little too old for how old he should be at that time. That was a little confusing.
I agree with that. But I do like, it looks like they used a doll, which I also liked.
Yes. I will say, when I first saw him, I went, why does that look like Phantom Menace Yoda? Like, this is like 100 years before.
That shit looks like New Hope Yoda. Oh, not New Hope.
You should be younger. Why do you have so much gray hair?
Empire Yoda.
Only Yoda in the time of peace could stress himself gray, right?
Yeah. That does frustrate me, but that happened. They've made that decision because this has been going on in the comic books. Yoda just looks like Yoda.
That's it. It's just Yoda.
Now I will say younger and looks the same.
I will say in the book that I think you said you read, Joel, but I know AJ read. Yoda does look extremely young in that book.
Extremely the stretch.
No.
The last time I saw
I'll say this. From what the back of his head told me, he looked drastically younger than that. Wait, would you say, AJ?
He has less wrinkles.
Hair is still white. I'm like, it looks very much similar.
It's just I laugh because you know what I think of when I think of Yoda? I think about what Tales of the Jedi showed us Dooku look like, right?
Yeah.
Then remember Dooku in Phantom Menace, which is not Phantom Menace, I'm sorry, Attack of the Clones, which is not that long after Tales of the Jedi. He's all gray. What the fuck did you do in this time, Dooku? Why are you so gray? What happened? Full head of brown hair, gray, just like that. I'm like,
I mean, all right. Well, stressed pretty bad after that's that last season.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, man, cool, all right. But no, so. Again, I am not like these extremely negative people. I do hope there's a season 2. I do hope Leslie continues to make this show. I just want her to not rely so heavily on what's to come. Just focus in the timeline you're in and building up that timeline because that's a canvas that's not yet really been painted live action, right? I feel like she's trying to hit too many points of what's to come. Just focus on the here and now. I would have really enjoyed a Sith-centric season where we're just focusing more on the Sith, the code. Because like I said, AJ, was that not a question of yours? And then we'll get off of this. But was that not a question of yours of seeing the Stranger take on an Acolyte, knowing that Plagueis was there? It's supposed to be a rule of 2.
I didn't have that. Wasn't really a question because the rule of 2 has always been broken since what? Attack of the Clones.
It depends. Because if you're talking Ventress, I can actually explain Ventress. Are you talking Ventress?
But not even Ventress. You had Maul and Dooku that was basically trained under Palpatine, or I should say Dooku was controlled. I'm not gonna. Dooku
because there's some overlap. Because technically, by the time Dooku became Darth Tyrannus, Maul has been dead.
Yeah.
So Maul died. That's how he became Darth Tyrannus.
But he was being groomed.
He was being groomed because I think he always saw the flaw in Maul. Right. He led with too much anger.
Yes.
Right.
But you also have him with Dooku. And then you also have him grooming Anakin at the same time. So it's like
well, hold on. That was a bait and switch.
There's multiple overlaps with.
But to be fair though, everything you just said is a direct opposite of what we just saw. You're saying grooming to become. He just made her his acolyte. She is his acolyte. No. So I'm saying, you know what would be really interesting about season 2? Is the two of them plotting to kill Plagueis. That'd be really interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to say, you can't truly be my apprentice as long as he lives. We have to kill this guy. Then you can, but you can teach anyone.
But this guy's also, the Force. As far as we know, not a Darth either. Khmer.
Yes, but to be a Sith, that's why I said I'm curious what his definition, like what does he know a Sith to be?
Did he really say that he's a Sith though?
Yeah. Well, no, not in the show. He did an interview. The real actor did an interview.
No, we're going by the show. We're going by the show.
We can't pick and choose, AJ. No. In the show, he said, "I am what you Jedi would call a Sith." He didn't say I'm a Sith. He said I'm what you guys would refer to as a Sith.
Okay, well, all right.
But because he's trying to flirt with it. It's semantics to a degree, Trevon. He's trying to say I'm not a Sith yet, but because you guys don't know what a dark user is, but a Sith, you would consider me a Sith,
right? That's probably
or acolyte.
Now, if he said in another episode that he's directly a Sith, I apologize. I don't remember. No, but I remember that exact conversation where he said, I am what you would call a Sith. Yeah, so he never took it on. Yeah, he never took on the title of a Sith.
Now we know, well, obviously, but now we know what Khmer was talking about, that he recognized Saul or whatever.
Yes, because he's saying, I've seen you around, but Saul's like, I don't know who the fuck you are.
Because he was only at what, a Padawan at the time?
Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. Of course. It's just like no one would have recognized Grogu. It's like, I might have seen you. I don't fucking know.
I mean, what stories is she in? What comics? Because, like, she seems a little shady now, too.
What, Venestra?
Is that her name? The
green one? Yeah, Venestra.
Okay. I don't remember much about Venestra, to be honest with you.
No, she's only been in the novels. So
in the novels?
No, but that's what Joel was saying. He was saying, like...
I thought you meant, like, comic books.
I thought she was in the comics. She's not in the comics.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joel. My bad. I thought you meant the books.
And I saw someone draw her, like, with hair. So I thought it was a comic book.
Yeah, that was one of the illustrations.
Because I was like, I know what she looks like. So I didn't know it was a novel character. Okay.
This had to be a lot of fun for you, Joel, recognizing a lot of things from this show.
I again, like when I read the first couple issues of the High Republic thing, I didn't read a lot. So like I didn't recognize anybody from like there was nobody from that first.
No, she's also been in the comics, yes.
But I never got that far. I only read like maybe first 5 or something like that. And Yoda showed up at one point. That's why I knew he still looked old. Because he showed up, but he looked the same. So I was trying to find out if there's anybody new in High Republic, but I never got that far. So I don't know who's a big character.
Vanessa Rose is the only character that's appeared in the comics and novels that's in the Acolyte. Same with Yoda, but I don't think that really counts because you only seen the back of his head. So
right. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering because I wasn't sure if anybody did any crossover.
It's so funny because I remember saying when this show was announced, I wasn't going to read much on this timeline because I was going to let her create this timeline for me. I didn't know she'd go so far ahead narratively. I should have just read it, but now I'll go back and read it. But like I said, congrats to this entire team. I 100% do hope that this gets a second season because again, like it did in every episode, left me with too many questions. So
I don't want a second season if they do the same thing though. What I mean by that is timeline wise. I'm gonna need them to either do more episodes or
wait. You want them to jump?
Wait, what?
You want them to jump in time?
No. I'm talking about like the episode layout. So time wise, like 60 minutes basically, instead of the 30 minutes that we get, or more episodes. Because one of the other issues I did have is the pacing issue. Of the shows.
But problem is about that is you're told how long your episodes can be. That's a writer problem. Your writer's got to do a better job making it work for the time you've been given. But unfortunately, none of these Star Wars shows are looked at like Game of Thrones. Like one of these episodes of Game of Thrones coming up, 73 minutes. 73 minutes.
That's gotta be.
Bob Iger will never let a fucking Disney show go 73 fucking minutes.
It's insane. That's an
if
hour.
Bob Iger could have these shows 15 minutes, he'd have them 15 minutes. Ain't no fucking way it's getting 73 or 6
shorts.
You play the intro and then it's like, all right, we good? It's like I didn't even introduce a character.
Some of those Marvel shows do that. They'll have the whole episode get 20 minutes of credits. Like,
right, exactly. Yeah, Bob Iger walks in the editing room and he goes, whoa. I'm sorry. Is there still talking going on at the 24 mark? No. There should be credits by this point. Let's wrap this the fuck up. Let's go. But no, I'm really proud of this team. I thought the choreography, like DJV is saying, was really good. I do wish the guy who did the choreography for Revenge of the Sith did more choreography for Star Wars. I still believe there is no better fluidity with lightsabers than Anakin and Obi-Wan in that movie. You said what, AJ?
Except for this.
Yeah, I don't think this is better than that. This is really good. I said it when we came in to review the episode. It was really good, but what Hayden and Ewan did was crazy. You said what?
You would never remember it anyway.
I would never remember it?
You would never admit that anyway.
I came in here and was glowing about how great the choreography was.
What you said, though. Like, you would never. Nothing would ever be
say
better.
That it was better?
Nothing would be better.
No, if it was better, I would say it was better. I think you think I have this undying loyalty to that movie. I don't. I don't have undying loyalty to that movie. I still don't think it's
to him, not to the movie.
To Hayden?
Yes.
No. This is one of the first times I'm talking about Hayden. How often do you hear me talk about Hayden Christensen? Not often.
Are you serious?
Trevon, what are you talking about? I don't often talk about Hayden Christensen.
Okay. All right.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
You know what? From now on, call me out on it. Every time I mention him, call me out on it.
No,
I can tell you, it won't
I
be
enjoy
often.
it. I enjoy the passion. It's nice.
No, I love Hayden Christensen, but
Yeah,
I don't. You'll never hear me talk more about Hayden Christensen than Mark Hamill. That's my guy. I don't know how many times I got to tell you, I'm a Luke guy first. Anakin is number 2. I'm Luke first. Luke was my hero.
Ray Skywalker is better than both of them.
Yeah, that's okay. You won't be on next week. But yeah, so anyone else, any closing thoughts on Acolyte?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to give them?
Oh yeah, Ray Skywalker is the best character.
All right, AJ is gonna go. We're gonna talk the boys in House of Dragons before we get out of here, so you can go and get the fuck out.
Peace.
Thank you for coming. We love you, and we'll never have you back. All right, love you. Bye. Bye. The fuck out. Thank you.
Did he really leave?
Yeah. He
didn't
that
see
was us joking. He didn't see the other shows. He hasn't started.
He left on purpose.
He's not caught up on The Boys or House of Dragons.
Okay.
Trevon, you got to know this at this point. There will never be any bad blood interactions I have on air. I'll save that for off air, but never on air. But never on air. Even when me and Joel just yelled at each other, it's never personal. It's never personal. You know what I'm saying? It's always love.
That's why I'm never talking about it again.
It's always love. Joel is full of shit. All right, let's get to House of Dragons. The only reason DJV shows up every week. All right, Trevon, my deepest apologies to you. You came out last week and said 100% unequivocal that king is not dead. I said there's no way in fuck you could survive fire of that degree. Apparently, that fucker's skin is like dragon scales, apparently, right? So he survived the fall and the burn.
Yeah.
Can't make this shit up, right? Right. So we're heading to war. We're heading to war.
Oh, yes,
we obviously saw Daemon is getting what he needs. Let me just say this, Game of Thrones. George R.R. Martin, you're a brilliant writer. You guys are doing a great job. Please, I never need to see a mother having intimate sex with their son. ever again. Don't just don't put that in there ever again. Because you know what caught me off guard? I forgot that was his mom. I'm just like, oh, he's okay, all right.
I was just sitting here watching, like, who is this?
Exactly.
I'm uncomfortable. Who is this?
I'm like, he is getting
I know how this shit go. Who is this?
Yeah. As soon as she said mother, I said, ooh, hold on now.
My favorite son. Oh. I was like,
that's some Freudian shit going on right there.
Yeah, I said, hold on now. Hold on. There's some shit Game of Thrones will have me accept. I'm drawing a line. Okay. He is his daddy's son. You're right about that. You're right. You're right.
He's tripping balls over there in Harrenhal.
That's why there should never be a question about who's next in line. Y'all all keep it in the family. Y'all keep it so much in the family. It should be clear who's next. Right? Or maybe it's not. No, maybe keeping it in the family makes it more convoluted.
That's exactly what it is.
Maybe that's what it is.
Y'all fucking so nasty. There's gonna be someone fucked up in the head.
You just get your cousin showing up out of nowhere. I'm next in line. Who are you? It's like, ask your daddy. It's like my dad. Oh God.
My uncle. Same person.
It's like, oh, what is happening here? Yeah.
Uncle, grandpa, that guy.
I tell you what, step aside WWE. There's only one pure bloodline. It's Game of Thrones. Only Game of Thrones can claim that. But no, I thought this episode was really good. Apparently, I made sure I screenshotted this. The last 3 episodes in order are going to be... So this next episode is 70 minutes. Episode after is 67. And the finale will be 73 minutes. These are going to be some long fuckers, guys. But this is probably the only show I'm willing to sit through the whole fucking thing. So I'm in. I'm game. Joel, your thoughts on last week's episode?
It was good, just like most, if not everything, Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones. Even as it's happening, I'm watching. I'm like, what it is, I can't even put my finger on it. But every time it starts, I love every minute. It's just the world they live in is so intriguing, even though it's just, I don't even know how to explain it, because that was the mythical world. It's not based on anything in reality. There's fucking dragons flying around, but it's so cool. I don't know. I love the whole idea of like the high families and them looking for help from other people and king and this whole war between. And now shit's really gonna go down. And I can't be fucking hiding anymore. She's really fucking frustrated at this point. She's like, look, I gotta go out there and fight because ain't nobody else gonna do it.
That's bullshit. Her son every week keeps going, I'll do it. Just let me.
That's the problem. You're a mother. You don't want your kid to do that. Right. I get it.
Yeah, but think about what you could do to your kid if you go out there and die. No, he's gonna have to step up after that and fight. So why not let him fight now?
Oh, he dead. He died. He dead.
Give him a little bit more credit. Give him a little bit more credit.
Oh, he did.
I tell you what, he's braver than. I think he got more grit than the fucking king that just went down. That motherfucker had no battle sense. Went out there and thought he had a dragon. Shit was sweet.
Yeah, he was not ready for that guy. He was really full of himself. That's why he got injured and why he's now a potato. Will he ever wake up? I kind of doubt it at this point.
Well, no. Remember, he did. He woke up in this episode. Remember, his mother left the room, and then he said "mother" right when she left.
I didn't hear him.
Yeah, he said "mother."
We're gonna slit his throat next week.
Yeah, Trevon, don't speak about the credits, the previews.
I'll just say what I think.
This man.
No, but Joelle, she was sitting with him. She started to cry, so she got up and left. And right when literally the moment she closed the door, he said "mother."
He said "mommy."
Mummy, that's right. Yeah, that's what little bitches say. That's right.
So, you don't look like mommy.
Mommy's going to fuck your hand right now. It's okay.
Mother's about to go get finger blasted. You lay there.
Or foot blasted. I don't know. Whatever one. Whatever one's happening.
Nobody was happy that motherfucker was still alive but her. As soon as he came in, she was like, yes. You know how hard it is to find people that do what he does? Yes. Yeah. Oh, and my son. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. When. Yeah, but come to my room. Like now, come to my room. Let's bang this out. But no, I thought this was a great episode. Anything else in this episode, Joel?
Not much. I mean, Damon's still tripping.
He did as
tripping
hell.
Eyeballs.
He's so dead. He's not making
Allison, like.
Yes, that is true. Ashley is losing all her Sims. That is true. We'll get to that. Don't worry. We'll get to that before we get out of here.
That shit was crazy too. But yeah, poor Allison. She's lost all control over there.
Can I say the one thing before I pass it to you, Trevon? The one thing that had me dying laughing from this episode. So Rhaenyra's crew is just like, yo, to win this war, we need bigger dragons. Mm-hmm. Like, we need more dragons. She's like, I just gave this lady 2 dragons. We might have to go get this big bad motherfucker, but we might die in the process.
They got dragons in the basement.
Right. They're like, we got to go get the big one we got, but he might kill us. So let's just...
Yeah, that's the problem. They don't have any more Targaryens. And
right.
Like, well, that's why I guess why they incestually fuck each other, because it's a stronger bloodline. And you can
who's going to calm these dragons if not us?
I thought they're alluding to one person that's going to be it.
Well, possibly, but
the way they're doing it.
My thing is that's why they don't like to dilute the bloodline, because you have a weaker control over the dragons. The dragons won't like you as much if you're not pure blood, because that's what she was saying. So they got to test it, because at this point they have to try it. So they're gonna go and look through the book and see who was married to who and how many bastard children can we collect.
Yep, it's like Pokemon.
That's exactly what they're gonna do.
But to be fair, to DJ V's point, Trevon, you can take it from here. That's only because she's a woman. That's not because there's something special about Daemon. I mean, Daemon will kill you without thinking twice, but it's just because she's not a man. If there was any other man in her position, they wouldn't be talking this spicy. But I mean, he even says it in the episode. He goes, "It's because you're a woman." That's why. It's not that I don't think you can do it. You're a woman, so I kind of feel like you can't do it, right? So,
yeah.
But go ahead, Trevon. Your thoughts on this episode?
It was very cringy seeing them peel the metal off of him. I was like, I would rather die.
Well, I don't think he feels it. I think he's so unconscious that he can't feel it. Yeah.
It suck. Imagine.
Aemon's gonna kill him.
For sure.
I don't know why I don't feel it.
Can I be honest with you? I'm still trying to figure out how Aemon let this motherfucker come back to the kingdom.
You didn't see it. He was getting ready to kill him.
No, I know he was, but I'm saying, we imagine, Trevon, they had to travel day and night to get back home, correct?
Mm-hmm.
First bit of night, I'm putting my hand over this fucker's mouth. Who's gonna tell me otherwise?
They're gonna watch. They're watching him.
Oh, please, y'all get the fuck out. If you say anything,
I'm gonna see my brother. Oh,
yeah,
he died.
Let me spend time with him. Right.
That's so sad.
I don't know.
You guys missed it. He choked on his own blood.
It's not like they'll be able to see the cut anyway if he did cut his neck.
No, you don't cut him, Trevon. Anyone that's suffering from burn marks like that, just put your hand over their mouth, suffocate them.
That is true.
There you go, and just say they died to their burns. That's it. Ain't no real doctors out there. You had that poor black man just pulling out any kind of voodoo he could think of. I don't know. Put leaves on this motherfucker. I don't know.
Because if Aegon dies in his care, he dead.
Yes. Yeah, that's...
Look, he better be breathing. We're going to find you. It was your fault. Aemon didn't do shit. You did it. That's it.
Exactly.
That's it. And I'm like, Allison, you know, Aemon burnt the fuck out of him. You knew it. You know. Come on.
100%. You knew those were dragon burns. Come on.
Like,
come on. She plays so stupid.
Did he no part in it? Girl, come on. You know he did. Like, come on. Yeah, it's messy. It's just a messy the Daemon thing. Just go ahead, sick of it. Just like Daemon, you go ahead and die. I'm sick of it. This weird shit. All this weird ass.
He needs to get back home.
It's weird.
Nah, I'm sorry. Daemon's the only real nigga in this whole show. He can't die. Sorry. Nah, I need him. Mm-mm.
He died.
Nah, I need him.
She literally witching him right now.
Oh, she witching the fuck out of him.
She was like,
"You're not wrong."
She said something about his mama. I'm like, sir, that don't include you.
She said your mother. She said something like, "Is your mother gonna visit you again?" And he looked at her like, "Bitch, how the fuck do you know? That was a dream I had."
Right there.
Yeah.
Cut her neck right there. What you mean? Stop the spell. Like what the fuck?
She witching the fuck out of homeboy. Once he finds out, he gonna kill the fuck out of her or use her.
I don't know how we figured it out yet. She's literally like looking at him like,
I think
you want to know why he ain't figured it out yet? If you think for a second he not enjoying his dreams, he enjoying them, so he ain't worried. A little nasty ass. He loving it. Didn't we get a mention of a Tarly in this episode?
Oh,
I was very excited. I like Samuel Tarly. I was very excited.
Who is that? Is that the guy with the dead daughter? The dying daughter.
No, remember in Game of Thrones, remember the heavyset guy that was taking care of the kid that was in a wheelchair?
Oh.
Yeah, that's Samuel Tarly. He was best friends with Jon Snow.
Oh, yeah, I remember now. Okay.
Yeah. So, again, it's not him, but to see his bloodline existing and still in this timeline is just really cool.
So who's the dragon rider with the dying daughter?
With a dying daughter?
Yeah.
Whose daughter is dying?
That guy or whatever. You
mean the guy whose daughter you think is about to die?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No. I'm sorry. You're talking about the subplot of the subplot of the subplot.
He's the dragon rider. I know it. He's gonna be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Because why introduce him? Because I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
They keep going.
You know who the actor is, right, Joel? From my favorite show.
What show?
From the Bruce Lee show.
That's him?
Remember he was the cop?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that the cop?
Yeah, that's the cop. Yeah. You're talking about the one that the wife said, "Why don't we move before it's too late?" Yeah, that's the cop. Yeah, that's the cop.
Got locked in.
I just feel like he's going to be part of the bloodline. That's what
you're not wrong, because why are we supposed to give a fuck about a lonely villager? Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I questioned it. I didn't think about Dragon Rider, but I was literally like, who the fuck?
They need somebody to ride the dragon. So I was like, there it is. Yeah.
So I wonder who his parents are. I guess that's what we gotta ask.
I mean, that Targaryen penis stretched very wide and far.
I think he makes the scorpions that kill the dragons. Could be.
I mean,
I'd
rather see him ride the dragon. That'd be cooler.
I mean, they can use a scorpion maker or whatever.
It could be both.
Yeah.
Because they don't have. Do they have that many? What do they call those?
But they said they got 2 big ass dragons in the basement.
But how many siege weapons do they have?
Sacrifices.
No. So the scorpion would be.
That's gonna be fun to see.
Yeah.
I love him. Shit, this is gonna be the next 3 episodes, right?
Yep, last 3 episodes. We're you know I was getting upset because I'm like, damn, we're losing all of our June shows. But then I remembered August is going to be very good to us.
Cobra Kai is tomorrow, right?
Cobra Kai is tomorrow, but you guys know I'm not as far into that as you guys are. But August for me is the Dune prequel, so I'm just looking forward to that. Mm-hmm.
It is okay, and that got the witch shit in it. Yeah, I'm watching it.
Yes, the Bene Gesserit.
Yep.
Bene Gesserit. Yes, they're not witches, by the way, but yes, the Bene Gesserit.
They better be doing something.
No. They'll do stuff. I'm just saying, I don't think they classify them as witches. I don't know. They might. I don't know. I just never heard the word witch come out of their mouth.
They're not very culty, so never know.
Yeah. Joel's like, it's like a coven of women witches, right? Like, we can agree they're witches, right?
They kind of have double voices in there.
Joel's like, I know a witch when I see one. Don't try to confuse me. All right, so with tomorrow being the finale of The Boys, and we just got the trailer, I kind of wish they didn't drop a trailer. I would have liked to have known nothing about this episode.
I didn't see shit.
Yeah, I came across it by accident. I wasn't looking for it. Came across it by accident.
The director or showrunner, what is he? Both?
Whatever.
Yeah,
he's directed some episodes.
I saw
a piece of
it. He the trailer. Like,
yeah. I saw it from a fan page by accident. That's where I saw it by accident. But last week's episode of The Boys was crazy. I'm going to just get right to it. Let me just say this. I get it. Narratively, you're trying to confuse the audience, and it worked. Let me be very clear, it worked. But how? in God's good name, could you encounter a shapeshifter and not get curious that anyone close to you could be said shapeshifter? That's the first thing I'm thinking. First person I'm asking that I'm seeing that I feel like you're like, think about it. Annie in that same episode just told him how much she hated that costume and that he kept it. Why the fuck would she dress in it?
I convinced her to like it.
No, you didn't convince her shit. She said she hated it.
Trying to have some confidence. Let him have.
No, I'm sorry, Huey. You've been with this woman too long to not question that.
But
again,
see, look,
God,
she's been through all that shit, right? So she like, let's make him feel better. That's what he thinks. You know, he with all that shit. I know he's gonna love it.
You're right. He thought with his penis brain, not his actual brain.
He did.
But no, I love this episode. I thought that was a great swerve, and I don't know. I'm just curious to see what happens to Butcher and how. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Trevon, what were your thoughts on last week's episode?
That was fucked up at the end. Poor Huey. I did feel bad. I was like, oh, he's so excited for cosplay sex. Yay. No.
No, he didn't. Because it's only cheating if you knew she was not your girlfriend and you still with her.
Yeah, it's not cheating.
We got a nice butt shot after that. So.
Yeah, we did.
What else?
I was like, spell that, but okay.
That shit ripped through me when it happened that day. I think
it's good that he didn't spell it right.
It's interesting, you know, that she's like, "Oh, he actually murders us." Yeah, he does, right in front of you. Mm-hmm. So he'll do it to you.
Damn right.
Especially when I think he really scared her when she was like, "Can I help?" Was that last week or this week? Can I help you? And he was like, "Get out." When she tried the milk shit again, he was like, "Get out."
Yeah, I will say that. Hold on, real quick before you go off of that, Trevon. What I love about when Homelander does that is the thought that goes into it. Yeah. He always looks at the breast, looks away, looks at the breast, looks away, and goes,
maybe.
Not right now. Get the fuck out. But it's like, it's a real thought of,
it is.
I want them right now. Pull them out. But it's like, no, I can't. I got real shit to do. All right, get out of here. But it's really hard on him. And he's like, bring him over here. Like, I think that's hilarious. It
is great every time. I was like, he's really needed.
Yeah, he needs breast milk. I don't know when or why or where that became so dominant in his life, but it is. It is. If your partner is a superhero, you fucking them in their suit, right? You got to at least once. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because think about it. Most of these people you probably knew because of their superhero persona, right? So it's like, yeah, 100%. 100%. Black Widow showed up here. She's like, let me go put on a gown. A gown? Bitch, put your Widow costume on. What are you talking about? Like, yeah, of course. 100%. 100%. Trevon, I don't know if that works for you. Because you want them in it, out it, with it, without it, right?
Oh, in it. They just got to pull something out of it. We good.
I don't know why I let that continue. All right. So, The Boys, the episode. Why do I do this? Go ahead.
You asked.
I know. I don't know why, though.
Yeah, I thought this episode was very good as usual. Crazy as hell as usual. The way that shapeshifts is awful.
Yeah. I was like, you know what's crazy? Ugh. It doesn't look like it hurts her.
It don't.
That's the crazier part. It doesn't look like it hurts.
Me.
Hurts me, yeah. I was gonna say.
Well, I was like, oh. What else happened this episode?
Shapeshifters. Remember Butcher passed out at the end.
Was this the fight in the office? Was this the episode? Right?
But they were fighting in the office.
Deep came into the office.
Yes.
And Black Noir.
Yeah, he said, "Oh shit, he can talk." It's like
he said he could fly the episode before, and I was like, and you know, I heard that. I was like, "You can what?" Okay. I was like, you can do what?
As soon as I heard that, I said, "Well, shit, they just got a fan."
And then they did it.
Yeah,
and
they
he's fine too. Ooh, too much.
Did you hear what Carl Urban said about the actor that plays him?
What?
He said he has was it narcolepsy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has narcolepsy in real life. It's why they put it in the show.
Oh, wow.
That
is hilarious.
They put it in the show.
I'm assuming they found it hilarious.
I'm assuming he found it hilarious. That's the only way you greenlight that shit. He's like, yeah, no problem. Go ahead.
That's cool.
But yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
I understood Sage. I felt bad for Deep a little bit because Deep was like, she lobotomized herself for you too. He's like, what are you talking about? She don't have to dumb herself down for me. The fuck? And I understood Sage because I absolutely would be fucking everybody. I understand.
She was making everybody complicit hoes.
Love that.
Yeah. Complicit hoes.
I admire her for that.
I bet you do.
I do. I would have did it too.
Trevon said, all right, can I be your stunt double?
I would have tried to get Homelander too. I was trying to get him too. Shit.
Nah, you know what attracts Homelander.
Lactating titties.
Yeah, that's what he said. I don't know how you can manipulate that for him, but if you're willing to go through with it, God bless you. God bless you.
Homelander is wild. He was crying about A-Train.
Oh man,
he was.
To be fair, narratively, the last time he spoke to A-Train, in the Deep on a real emotional level, he was letting them know, like, thank God I got you guys. And like the first chance A-Train got to fuck him over, A-Train was like, yep. Like, think about that. First chance A-Train got to screw his girlfriend over, killed her. First chance he got to screw the Deep over, did it. Like, A-Train does not mind screwing people over. He's very okay with it. Very much. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, sure. As long as you know that at any point Homelander catches you, he will murder you. If you're okay with it, I'm okay with you being okay with it. So
I'm trying to figure out why he's still around. I would have ran somewhere.
Because there's nowhere you can go.
Yes, there is.
No, it's not. It's like trying to escape Superman. You said what?
Homelander ain't got super speed. At least he
doesn't. But do you plan on running every day, every hour, every second?
Why we have to do that? Just run farther, chill out.
You do not, because Homelander's like Superman. He'll just fly across the world till he finds you.
He flies slow as hell.
He doesn't fly to what you know Superman to fly as, but that is fast for people at that speed.
He ain't catching where A-Train at. That's fine.
All right, just know at some point A-Train's got to eat, piss, shit, sleep, and that's when Homelander will come murder you. I mean, he said it. Like, I'm not paraphrasing. That's why remember when he told Ashley we're not running? What did he say? Homelander's just gonna find us at whatever beach we go to. Like, he can't just escape it. And he's right. Especially because you have a notable face. You're a superhero. You know how many people are gonna like take a photo of you? Yeah. Homelander will find you in a second. You're dead. So no.
Oh.
Yeah. Be part of what kills him.
I think that was the only thing that happened, right? What happened with Butcher?
He passed out. I thought he was going to use his powers and explode the whole bar. That's what I thought was about to happen. But he just passed out. And then, we went to the cliffhanger of the episode, which was Starlight and the locked up.
What the hell are they doing with her in there? But all right.
I'm assuming maybe just taking her off the board. So it's one less member of the boys that they got to worry about. I'm assuming. I don't know. Because you would assume
it just looked like it the whole time.
Right, because you would assume if it was Homelander's idea, he would have just killed her, right? Like, why even play around with it? Just kill her, be done with it. It's one less person you got to worry about.
I think he screwed up by firing Sage. And now she could just ruin it.
100%. Yeah, Sage knows too much. Now, again, this will be very interesting to see tomorrow. Is Homelander as smart as he thinks he is?
Of course not.
Change it. To change up the plan to even where Sage doesn't know what's coming. That's going to be the interesting part. Because think about it. If Homelander just decides fucking murders everybody, that's a wrench you can't, you can't prepare yourself for that. If he just decides I want to pick the whole Earth up and throw it across the galaxy.
He can't do that, right? He couldn't
I'm exaggerating.
He couldn't even leave a plane up. So,
I don't think it wasn't that he couldn't. I think he didn't want to. I think that was that.
You think so?
I 100% did. I think he didn't want to save those people up.
He definitely wants to.
Yeah, that's why. Remember, he kept saying, "All right, yeah, like a couple of you," and then she's like, "No, I'm sorry." It was Maeve that was like, "We'll save just a couple." And he's like, "No, if I save a couple, then they'll say I left the rest of them. We just gotta leave them all." Right? That didn't sound like a guy that, if he could, he would just try to save as many people as possible.
This is true.
Right? Yeah, he just didn't give a fuck. Why? I don't know, but he didn't give a fuck.
He's evil. He don't care about people.
Yes.
There you go. Joel, what were your thoughts on this episode, man?
Wow, man. It's the usual. Boys. Man, that fucking shapeshifter shit, man. Maybe you could.
I was not expecting that.
That's what I was gonna say. Like you think you would because you saw it earlier, and I fully forgot about the bitch. And then I'm like, oh, you bitch.
They did a good job. They pulled you in, right? Where you're like, oh, she escaped. She's gone. She only got one about it.
I didn't even think about her after she escaped. Like, they got it.
Yeah,
they got me too. It's okay, buddy.
I will say my bigger question is, where is Starlight that she can't use her powers? She couldn't use her powers. Remember, she was trying to pull the chains from out the ground. She couldn't.
I know.
She couldn't at all. So, yeah, we've never heard of a power dampener in that universe. You know what I'm saying? We heard of
that is true.
We heard of a disease that can kill you, but not any. Oh, that's what you also left out, Joel and Trevon. Kimiko, she had to cut her leg off. The freaking scientist stabbed her with this. I thought she was gonna die. I got really emotional. I'm like, no, please not Kimiko. No, kill the Frenchie. Kill Frenchie. Don't kill Kimiko.
That was so wow.
I'm sorry. I don't care about him more than Kimiko. But I do love that he was like, no. We'll just cut your leg off. And I'm like, I didn't even think of that. I just thought once it's in your body, it's in your body. I didn't think you could just cut it off from the source, right?
Oh yeah, because it spreads.
But think about a snake bite. Someone says suck it out. They don't say cut the leg, cut off the infected part.
It's like you're watching the zombie shit. Walking Dead.
Yes, that is true. Yes, you're right.
The leg, you lose
you're right.
Just cut it off because it'll keep spreading.
Yeah, that is crazy though. You picture you're the virus. You're like, yes, I got another one. And you're like, oh, they're cutting me off. Oh, all right, okay. But yeah, so there is a lot of questions. Like, can Kimiko regenerate, or did maybe that disease infect her body enough to where she doesn't have power? That's very curious, because she felt every inch of that, every inch of him sawing that leg off.
She sure did.
Wait, say it again, Joel.
I know she can heal, but can she regenerate?
No, we've seen her regenerate.
We saw her little leg.
Yeah, we've seen her regenerate.
She was sitting out there, and it was like Deadpool.
But my question is, Joel, because the disease got inside her body, did it work to where now she doesn't have power? That's the only reason
she was regenerating. If she wouldn't regenerate,
oh, she was regenerating in the episode. Oh, that's what you're talking. I thought you were saying it happened before.
Her leg was growing bad. Like
Deadpool. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I see what you're saying now, because I was speaking to in season 2 when she went up against that what's her name, the Nazi chick. The Nazi chick like blew a hole through her or some shit, and she was like melding it back, her body back together. So I'm like,
she's come back from nasty shit. So yeah,
some very nasty shit. So I just thought maybe the virus, once it hits your bloodstream, it now zaps your power out. That's what my question was. But thank you for answering that, because I would have been waiting all of tomorrow for that to be answered. Like, the fuck this bitch gonna like that? Hold on. Like,
it was when she was sitting on the whatever, something like a cart or something,
and it started growing
her
back.
Little leg.
Okay, got you. Okay. We're very excited to see how this plays out, Joel. For me and you, I think Evil only has 2 more weeks left, 2 or 3 more weeks left, and then that's done for good. I think they said we might get like some add-ons later on, but that it's essentially done. It's gonna be a sad journey for you guys for Cobra Kai to come to an end.
It is. Yeah.
It is.
But at least you'll get Ralph Macchio back.
I don't know what that one's gonna be like.
Who knows? Maybe some of these kids might be in it, right? You never know.
I hope so.
You never know. It'd be really fucked up. It'd be really fucked up if they were like, hey, yeah, we're gonna end the show. So like the creators are like, damn, it's the last we'll see these characters. We're like, oh no, that's not what we meant. It's just, we don't need you guys anymore. we're good from this, but we're gonna put him in the movie. Because I'm like Jolo, right? I'm saying his name right.
Yeah,
Jolo.
Yeah, he's like a budding star, right? I'd imagine you'd want his face in that movie somewhere. Yes. I'd imagine. So, well, I tell you this, we'll know soon because the movie's done filming, so we'll know if he's in it or not, right? I don't think they'll be able to hide that well.
Right.
So we'll see. Any predictions for the finale of The Boys? My prediction is we'll see Maeve come back. That's my prediction. Queen Maeve will come back, and she'll help them save the day, whatever that means. Because we know next season is the final season of The Boys. Oh, and a quick hit, Trevon. Gen V started filming.
I saw.
Yeah, Gen V season 2 started filming, which is very interesting because I could have sworn they said they were taking some time off.
They did say that.
I guess it was not. They didn't mean a lot of time. They're like, we got a schedule to keep. Take like some time. Right, yeah, some time.
These kids are getting older.
Right, exactly, yeah. So I'm expecting that Gen V will release around this time next year.
Yeah.
Because it should be wrapped filming by the end of the year. They shouldn't need that much time filming. And these shows don't usually need a lot of time for reshoots, if they even really need reshoots. But
when
Queen
the
Maeve is
already built and everything.
Right.
Like,
Right. So Queen Maeve is my prediction. Any prediction for you, Trevon?
A-Train sacrificing and stuff.
Interesting. Okay. All right. That's a good one. Joel, any prediction?
No. No prediction.
Hey, that might be the best way to go into it. Just go into it not thinking nothing, right? Because it does the unthinkable. All right, so I'm going to look in for A-Train to not make it and for Queen Maeve to pop back in. So we'll see. We'll see. But I want to thank AJ for popping in with us. I want to thank Joel and Trevon as always. Guys, the time is now. Next week, we will not have a Thursday show. Me, Joel, and probably Trevon will all be in seeing Deadpool and Wolverine.
I'll be seeing it twice. Back to back.
Oh, you'll have seen it. I thought you said you've seen it twice. I was gonna go bullshit, but okay, got you.
I wouldn't be able to be on here if I did see it already.
So not only will we be seeing Deadpool and Wolverine next week, we will also that Saturday. I know I'm ignoring it. That Saturday we will have gone. We will be doing San Diego Comic-Con Hall H for Marvel. At Saturday at 9:00, guys. We'll probably be here around like 8:00, so we can talk anything that happened with DC as we lead into the MCU panel. So Saturday night, make sure you guys are here with us. Have your notifications on so you don't miss it. Next Saturday night, not this Saturday. Next Saturday night. So make sure you guys are tuned in for that. And of course, we will. Actually, Saturday, everyone that's a part of it should have seen Deadpool and Wolverine. So we might talk a little bit about it. Saturday, and then obviously we'll do a full-blown review that following Wednesday. We'll do a full-blown review. So don't look for us next Thursday. We'll be at the movies, and make sure you guys are tuned in that Wednesday and that Saturday. Someone agrees with you, Mr. E. A-Train is as dead as...
He's going to kind of redeem himself some kind of way.
Yeah, that was his redemption, is not being an asshole. So usually redemption ends with death. Usually. So.
Yeah. Usually the one that someone gets redeemed, they usually either die or they leave, like Maeve disappeared or whatever.
Right. Even though I struggle to ever picture Maeve as a bad guy. Maeve was just like,
but if I step out of line, he'll kill them. So, yeah. Right. Yeah.
She was letting that happen. She wanted to ask.
Yeah, she was complicit.
She was, but I mean, I would be too if Homelander was like, I'll kill you, bitch. Say anything. It's like, all right, well, I'll say nothing. Cool with me.
He doesn't help.
He does not. But all right, guys, thank you so much. And until next time, peace.